You are now in the arena. Welcome to Gridiron, presented by Underdog.
Whoa.
The energy is high today. We've already been laughing, having so much fun. I'm like, you guys got to wait for the show. So we've got a packed show today. But joining me, we have one of the most prolific figures in the history of sports media, and the man who's never lost a debate, Skip Bayless.
Yes, Skip.
Our Super Bowl champion, 5-time Pro Bowler, and 2-time All-Pro quarterback, Aqib Talib.
Yeah.
Top 5 passer in the history of the USC Trojans, and our quarterback, Cody Kessler.
Yeah, Cody.
All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle, and one of the most disruptive D tackles of his generation, Gerald McCoy.
Yeah. Let me begin by congratulating Aqib Talib for winning yet another bet for me. Way to go.
Man.
So let's see. The way you lucked into this one was you picked the Rams to blow out the Falcons on Monday Night Football. Remember that?
I did.
And Matt Stafford unraveled, came all apart, and reopened the door for Carolina.
He did.
And then all of a sudden, poor Olave has a blood clot in his lung, and he can't go for New Orleans, who had won 4 in a row, and they had no chance at Atlanta. So you win. You luck into
It
another
happened
one. Way
like
to
that
go.
sometimes.
Yeah, it just happened.
I didn't know how they would make it.
Oh, you didn't
But
know
what
how.
I
You
did
just
know-
figured, Chris Olave's going to have a
No, let me tell you what I did know. If you lost 7 out your last 8 games, you probably not going.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's,
Yeah.
hey,
You got me on
you gotta
that.
earn
You
it.
got
Yeah.
us on that one. right?
That one win that you ain't earning it that way.
No,
man.
you're right. I give in.
And
I give
But
that
you,
to you.
the Bucks did beat the Panthers.
They
I'll
did
give
beat
you
the
that,
Panthers.
Skip. Okay.
Thank you. Thank
that
you.
You picked the Bucks.
Way to go, Baker. Way to go, Baker.
All right, guys.
Next.
Let's get into what's happening on Gridiron today, because multiple teams yesterday and today have let go of their head coaches. So,
Whoa.
of course, we're going to be talking
Black
all
Monday.
about that. And the Broncos and the Seahawks claim the 1 seed heading into the playoffs. And are these the teams that we're going to see in the Super Bowl?
I like that. I like
And
that matchup right there.
That's a good matchup.
I like that.
And the MVP race came down to the final week. And does Matt Stafford finally add an MVP trophy to his case, or does Drake Maye deserve it after that crazy sophomore season? So we got a lot to talk about. Of course, though, this episode is presented by Underdog. And if you are new to Underdog, it is now the time. Get $75 in bonus entries when you play just $5 with promo code GRID. So to celebrate Wild Card Weekend, Underdog is dropping a gimme pick on a quarterback of your choice from any Wild Card game. So, plus, there are surprise promos all weekend long, so make sure you're checking out the app. Support the show. Go use code GRID. Now, we've got to talk about last night's game, because the NFL script delivered with one of the best games of the season. That was a crazy, wild ending to the season finale. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers claim the North in a dramatic fashion as the poor rookie kicker Tyler Loop, I feel so bad for him right now, missed a field goal, winning 44-yard field goal as time expired. After the game, Mike Tomlin was asked about the hypothetical if Loop had hit the field goal, and this is what he had to say about this. He sounded like Aqib Talib.
Season's over, comes to a screeching halt, and missing that kick and the winner going on.
You know how it is. If my aunt had male parts, she'd be my uncle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mike.
That's your favorite saying.
Yeah,
you
always
always say that.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Did you learn that from him, or did you
I
learn
ain't
that
learned it from him,
you?
but hey, I see great minds. We think alike, Mike.
Great minds. Look. All right, so also Mike Tomlin was having an absolute blast, and they were feeling themselves, so I also want to watch that.
Yes, sir. Mike T wanted this. He deserved this, man.
Yeah, you love that?
Him and A-Rod.
Woo!
You know what that was? It's my, you know what.
He said, I'm keeping my job today.
Yes, sir. I ain't fired.
Yeah.
All right, so the Steelers are going to host the Texans for Wild Card Weekend. But Aqib, I need to know, what was the biggest reason that the Steelers won last night?
Biggest reason. So I think both quarterbacks showed up, man, when they was really needed. Second half, fourth quarter football, both quarterbacks stepped up to the plate. They showed why they are who they are. You know what I'm saying? A-Rod, he really went crazy in the second half. Big throw, slot fade to Thielen, hit fire, move up the seam. Then the double move, Austin, drop, bro. I feel like A-Rod really took over and showed why he's A-Rod. Both secondaries folded. The Ravens had some injuries, but them secondaries just played straight out bad football, right?
Thank you.
They did. They played bad football, both sides. But I really feel like the number one reason is bro was sprinkling that holy water on that end zone. Hey, he was calling for the football guys to do what is right. That priest, he was do what is right. We worked harder than these boys this offseason. A-Rod was there. You know what I'm saying? He did his little retreat and all that, but A-Rod was there.
Yep.
Hey, man, number one reason is them football guys. Woof, they blew that kick to the right. Hey.
What about Boswell's kick? They didn't. That one went to the right too.
Well, I mean, he just.
Well, that was for the suspense. That was for the suspense.
That's what they do. They dangle it in your face.
They were setting it up.
They let you think all that work you put in is gonna pay off. No, it ain't. Woof.
All right.
And they blow it. They let likely catch the pass, and everybody think, hey, the Ravens finna go to the playoffs, and then the football guys show up right when you think you there. That's when they always show up, man. So that's my number one reason, man. It's juju. This football shit, you got to do everything right. If all the guys ain't doing everything right, it find a way to bite you. If you got hella guys being late to meetings, somehow, some way, you find a way to just lose games or guys get hurt. I'm telling you, man, this football guy stuff is real.
Could that involve the previous Baltimore kicker in the football game?
They make it happen however they make it happen.
The memes about him at his house.
It happened how it happens, kid. But I'm telling you, you get out what you put in, man. Simple as that.
Cody, what do you think?
So I don't think it was the football guys. I think it came down to three things. From a film standpoint, I think the first was Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren, their impact in this game. They didn't have a huge impact, but the way that Rodgers was getting in the football, especially out of the backfield in the pass game, Steelers had 390 yards of offense. Both those guys combined for 175 of those, and most of it was through the air. Now, they got some things going on the ground, but Rodgers did a great job of taking what the defense was giving him, getting the ball in his playmaker's hand, and letting them go make plays. The second was Arthur Smith's play calling. He was great. I mean, phenomenal in the fourth quarter. Those two play calls when the game was on the line, the first one, they go that little stick nod, like you called up the seam, but they go stick nod, cover two, where you're going to sell the stick. I'm going to nod, run down the middle of the field, too high, split it perfectly, ran a great route, and Rodgers hit him perfectly. And then the other one, the stutter to Calvin Austin. They had been setting that up all game long. And if you watch on 2nd and 10 the play before, what'd they do? They ran a slant with Austin, and Awuzie was over there, and you saw him drive on it. So the very next play, they come back in a 3-by-1 backside.
He broke up the first.
The first one, the first one they ended up going to Thielen, but they had been throwing those slants.
The one down on the goal line.
Yeah, but they've been all game.
Yeah.
They had been going those quick games and setting that up, and Rodgers was getting the ball out fast, and really all season. Will Smith knew that. He'd been waiting on that play call, and if you saw it, all it took was one step. He didn't give a lot, just one quick step. Awuzie tried to drive on it. Foot gave out, touchdown. So Arthur Smith's play calling was great.
About that?
What?
About what he said about that play, how they was talking about it in the huddle, and he was asking him backside, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
He was indecisive. And he said somebody in the huddle was like, man, just go cook him. And A-Rod told him to run that on that side because he said they had been practicing it all year, and this was the time they just went to.
That's right. So I mean, they've been going
beautiful
all season long. What have you known about this offense? Get the ball out quick, one step, work the tight ends, get some slants, get some hitches. I promise you, Awuzie knew that, and then the play before, like I mentioned, they run a slant, come back with a little stutter, one step like he's selling the slant, and then runs a go. And then the last thing is A-Rod. I think Aaron Rodgers stepped up last night. If you remember, we sat on this couch on Friday or last Monday, and I was the only one, Skip, we didn't bet on it, that picked the Steelers to win. And my main reason.
You need to start betting, Cody.
I know, I need to start betting.
Now, when you bet it,
When you bet it, yeah.
Bet it changed.
But everybody picked the Ravens, but I picked the Steelers, and my main reason was I thought that Aaron Rodgers, with basically his career on the line, if they lose that game, who knows if he comes back.
Yeah.
But with his career on the line, they're going to put the ball in his hands, and he's going to will them to victory through the ball.
You just knew Loop would miss that field.
See, that's what I'm saying. Look, everything he said. With everything you just said, they still lost for real. Isaiah likely catch that ball, boop. Yeah. Everything everybody did, that shit out the window.
You act like A-Rod didn't throw a stick nod and go down there and score. He didn't throw a stutter.
He did all that before Lamar took his team down there.
Back and forth.
But I mean, Lamar had the ball last. he really won the game.
It's part of the
Lamar
game,
had the
though.
game.
But if Boswell had hit that extra point,
That's
they
kinda
would
part
have
of it.
tied the
Football
game.
guy, you feel me?
Kicking part of the game.
Hey, Boswell missed too, though. So
That's what I'm saying.
Boswell missed too.
It would have
It's
been
not
a
just-
tie game if Boswell hit that extra point.
Yeah, well, no. Yeah, I mean,
If they had both
or
hit them,
but
yeah.
they both. I mean, we can say, hey,
So the coach-
what did Mike Tomlin say? What did Mike Tomlin say? I'm not going to repeat it, but Rodgers put him in a position to win. They went out there with a 41-year-old quarterback. Said, you go throw the ball 47 times, throw for 295, which are both season highs for him. We're going to put the
Without
game
your number one.
and you're on your right arm without DK Metcalf. You go out there and win this game, and he delivered. He really did.
And to your point, Mike Tomlin said it. He said, y'all question me and my decision making, all that. This is why you go out and get a 41-year-old quarterback of Aaron Rodgers' caliber.
Who's been in those
Because
positions.
a lot of people, he had no timeouts when he did this. You put the wrong guy in that situation, that game is over right there.
Yeah.
But he was able to handle it. He was poised. But two things that y'all didn't bring up, Kyle Hamilton going down was a big deal for that defense.
Early third.
He was everywhere.
Yep.
But another thing, Derrick Henry, he had 5 carries in the second half. When they slowed Derrick Henry down, they made them one-dimensional.
You would think they would learn by now.
If you see what they were doing, Lamar was making the plays. But if you have that and Derrick Henry, they not winning this game. So their ability to make them one-dimensional and say, if y'all gonna beat us, that guy ain't doing it. We're gonna make Lamar make throws because in the history of Lamar playing Pittsburgh, he hasn't been good. But like you said, the secondary was folding,
But
and
he
was
was
making
good.
the plays. No, I'm saying he was making the plays. But Derrick Henry having 5 carries in the second half, that was a big deal because he was killing them in the first half.
But you know a big part of that, why that happened, was because towards the end of the half, the Steelers get the ball, they drive down, they come up short, but then they get the ball to start the second half.
Those 10 points to
They'll
start
drive
the second
again.
half,
But
and that takeaway.
When they first got the ball at the end of the second half, they were down 10-3 and they were struggling. By the time Lamar got the ball back for 3 plays through an interception, but by the time they got their offense going again, they were down 13-10. So now they're playing catch up, got away from the run game, and the Steelers from the end of the second half to about the end of the third quarter ran 31 plays. The Ravens ran 3, and one of them was an interception. So that was a big difference.
The start of
that
that second half was big time. Going to get points, and then that takeaway, that really shifted the game. Because like you said, when they went down and they couldn't just hand the ball off anymore, now we kind of playing catch up.
And that Ravens defense was gassed towards the end of the game too, by having to be on the field for so long.
All right, my biggest takeaway was, I'm going to say one nice thing about Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
The most deserving team won this football game.
They did.
Okay, yeah.
And Aaron was really good over the last 3 quarters. Not the first quarter, but the last 3.
Yeah.
He was operating, and I think his play caller was in his bag. And it was beautiful to watch against a very flawed defense without Kyle Hamilton for the last half mostly. And if you look at the numbers, Pittsburgh ran 73 plays to Baltimore's 48. 73 to 48, that's dominating because Pittsburgh went 9 of 16 on third down to Lamar's 4 of 12. And yet, my biggest takeaway was I sat back when it was over and I thought the most entertaining game of the year was entertaining for all the wrong reasons. Because as Aqib did say, God bless you, in the end, this was a comedy of errors on both sides on defense, on both sides. Because in the end, these were 2 evenly matched arch rivals who were fatally flawed all year long, who never lived up to preseason expectations the entire year. Neither team did. And in the end, it bit Baltimore more than it bit Pittsburgh. But the only reason Baltimore was even in the game is Lamar throws 3 touchdown passes of 38, 50, and 64 yards. What happened on all 3 plays? Just bust.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, what? I'm saying, wait a second. These are the Baltimore freaking Ravens, historically known for playing hard-nosed, smart defense, like big-time playoff defense. The Pittsburgh Steelers, known for playing defense. And they just busted, and I'd say, what's Jalen Ramsey doing? What are they? Wait, Patrick Queen winds up on Zay? What's that about? It's like, what, and what? And in the end, I look back, going into this game, Baltimore was 25th in the league in yards allowed. They've struggled all year. They can't stop anybody. Pittsburgh came into this game 27th in the NFL in yards allowed. So those two things met and created extreme entertainment, often for the wrong reasons, leading to the kickers who were both a comedy of errors at the end. I'm going to say, I don't want to go off on this, but I've been going off on this. I've been ranting about this for 30 years. I can't ever figure out why the game you two especially played at the, not that you didn't play at the high level, but I'm talking about defensive stalwarts here, warriors. I'm not, you played at the high level. No, but I'm talking about playing defense at high levels.
It's okay. I didn't either, Cody.
It's different. I'm talking about warriors here. You fight your guts out for 60 minutes, and then you let the game be decided by a non-football player who couldn't play football if his life depended on it in any way, shape, and form. And he is supposed to try to kick a football between two poles. Okay, that's how we're going to decide it. It's shockingly gimmicky and silly and lunacy to me. It's just lunacy, but it's exciting for all the wrong reasons.
It does make it a little
okay, I know it makes it crazy exciting. I got it. But it's just wrong. I've always said, just let them play. No field goals. Just you got to go score. You got to go get it in the end zone.
It's the biggest team sport.
It is.
I always talk about us, right?
Yeah.
Our kicker was one of us. We had casino nights. B-Mac was there with us. He hung with us on the daily. Like, you got to bring that dude in so he can. So that pressure is off him a little. He feel like I'm one of the guys. I ain't one of the guys who can't play for. I'm really one of the guys.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's part of what I'm talking about. January, April through June, you got to bring bro in.
You do.
And have him feeling like he part of the team just in case he got to win a game for you. He ain't over there by himself looking nervous and shit. He over there with y'all. Man, I'm finna knock this motherfucker down.
I want to kick
I want to kick this motherfucker. Hey, yo, I got y'all boys.
Yeah.
I got y'all boys, leave. I got Von. Man, hold him down. Like, you got to make him feel like he part of it because it ain't going nowhere. That's part of the game, man. So you got to bring bro in, man.
I bet Little Loop had a long flight home.
Hey,
oh, my God.
I bet Little Loop ain't hang with none of the guys all year neither. He was just a lonely guy.
A little rookie,
yeah. Feel me? That make it hard.
Playing ping pong in the court.
Hey, that make that kick hard as shit.
Man. I mean, to your point, though, Skip, and what Aqib's saying, like, it is wild if you think about it. I always tell people in football, there's so many games within the game. Like, we all play the same sport, but what they do is night and day different.
It's different. That's what I'm saying. No offense to you, but you're playing a whole different game
than what I do and what they do. Yeah, no, it's a good point. It is wild, but that's why they always talk about all three phases. It's a team sport, like Aqib said. You've got to be firing on all cylinders to get wins like that because you don't know. It could have been the opposite story to where Luke kicks the field goal and he makes it, and now we're saying we love that it came down to that guy making the field goal, but when he misses, everyone else is...
The sideline looks on the Ravens' faces when the field goal missed, it's just like, it just crushed me.
Yeah. What about
Pittsburgh?
What about
26-yard line?
But what about Pittsburgh looks? Buddy ain't missed an extra point in 4 years. I know they like it. I just felt bad because it's like, they bring in A-Rod for this moment, and he capitalized on the moment.
Twice.
Did what they needed him to do.
Yeah, and then they
this is going to be why they lose? I was just like, dang. But
because if he would have made it, we would be talking about
Lamar. Same way.
I
got here. I got us in the tournament.
I got healthy. I did what I needed to do, and then he missed. Like, come on, dog. Like, but that's the importance of all three phases. It's like what Lee is saying when you talk about practice and he knows what championship teams and how they practice. The special teams has to matter. Like field goal pro has to matter. Y'all can't just get in there like, this is the period in between one-on-ones. No. Get in there and make sure your feet are set. Make sure all of that is set.
Even when we had Prater. Yeah, I remember Prater just matter, man. Bro, we make sure good teams, the Patriots, Like, they just make sure their kicker is part of the team.
Yeah.
You got to be in this shit with us, man.
If you see even the kickoff, y'all see how how important the all phases are. They dang near got in field goal range on the kickoff.
Up the
All phases
But that's
matter.
exciting lately. The punt
Saying,
return.
shit
So
real.
if Aqib was a coach, he says, go to OTAs and make sure your kicker is part of the team at the casino nights, okay?
Hey.
I'm shocked, though, that you just
be
said something
surprised.
nice about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
I do want to dive into that, though.
And by the way, real quick, I got to say one Cowboy thing, because for me it always
Okay,
comes
okay,
back
of
to
course,
the Cowboy.
absolutely. Have your-
Little
have-
Lawuzier, former Cowboy draft pick. He just got his ankles broken on the play of the game. And it was so typical.
It wasn't even surprising,
He's an ex-Cowboy. He's an ex-Cowboy.
It wasn't even surprising. I said, oh, yeah, that's a Woozy. Yeah.
But you just run a little
No, he
stutter
couldn't get
go with
roasted.
Calvin off.
One step, just.
It wasn't like it wasn't like
And
it
he
was
hit the floor.
JSN or
You know,
somebody,
the worst
right?
part is when you go back and listen to A-Rod interview and to hear somebody say, man, go cook him. And then that happens, it's like, God,
I mean, that's a Woozy, bro. Like, bro, just go cook him, bro.
that's tough.
Woozy out there, bro.
Damn.
Well, I used to call him Woozy. He gets
Woozy.
out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
all
Now,
right.
thank you.
All right, okay, so 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers, he threw for 294 yards. Very, very impressive, but he also didn't have DK Metcalf. So I think all around very impressive, but there's a lot of question marks right now. Is Aaron Rodgers going to play another regular season? We don't know, but this is what he said after the game when he was asked that.
It's pretty emotional, honestly. It's been a great year. So I'm thankful for these guys and excited to be going to the playoffs for the first time in a long while.
Does that mean you're riding off into the sunset after this?
No, it's been a grinding year. And 2 years before that were tough as well. So it's been an absolute blessing to be here with these fans and this organization and Mike T and the leadership that we got with these guys. And I think we found that little bit, that's something special, which is belief tonight on the offensive side. And I'm proud of our guys the way we responded in the fourth quarter.
So kind of not really given an answer, but Cody, do you think with this win, this is going to be the last regular season game that Aaron Rodgers plays?
I'll tell you what, he got that spark back. He looked like he was having fun playing.
He's like, I'm coming back.
Yeah, he was. I think there's two ways for this. I think it's too early to tell right now. Obviously this season has to play out. But if they can somehow, and it's a long shot, but if they somehow find a way to win a Super Bowl, if they just get hot right now, they run the AFC, they do the impossible, because I think it's a long shot for them, but they go find a way to win, I think he's done. I think he rides off into the sunset, calls it a career, got my Super Bowl. I proved everybody wrong that thought I was done, I was washed, all these terms that he's been listening to Skip Bayless call him for the last couple of years.
Washed.
I think he rides off into the sunset. But since he led the team to the postseason, and say they lose in the wild card or get to the divisional and lose, I think he comes back. I think he has that feeling to where, okay, I know that I can get us to the playoffs. I know that I can get us close. I anticipate that I can also get us over the hump. If it doesn't happen this year, I think I can do it next year. Because if you look at the stats this year, 3,300 passing yards, 27 touchdowns, or 24 touchdowns, and only 7 interceptions. And his right arm is still there. Yeah. Now, maybe mobility-wise, he can't move the same way that he did before, and you can see on that third down where you thought he had it, but he peeled off a little bit.
That boy hip was about to fall
I think he was worried. Well, I think he was worried about getting landed on, too. I think he tried to play it safe back off. Maybe hopefully the guy ran by. So mobility isn't quite there, but you don't expect that from a 42-year-old. But when it comes to arm talent, that is still there. And he can make every throw on the field, and he still has enough juice, especially in cold weather, to keep playing. So the biggest question is if they don't win a Super Bowl and it's not the storybook ending that he wants and he does come back at 42, 43 years old, will his body hold up for another season? So I think that's the biggest thing. But, yeah, I think he has shown enough this year to where if he wants to next season come back and give it one more go, if they don't get the job done this year, I think he would.
To the Steelers?
Well, my answer is the exact same as Cody's.
Yeah.
All right.
You're just going to
Win the
repeat
chip,
that?
it just matter how he end.
Yeah.
It matter how he end. If he don't win the chip, he got close enough to where he going to want to do it again. You know what I'm saying? He feel like if we add a couple more pieces, now we kind of got our offense flowing at the end of the year, he going to want to do it again. If they win the chip, he gone.
Yeah.
He got it. He want to end it. Just that'll be the icing on the cake. Hall of Fame, 2 Super Bowls, however many MVPs. He'd go down as one of the best quarterbacks ever. You know what I'm saying? So he win, he done, he lose, he for sure coming back.
Yeah.
So he's coming back.
My thing is, with everything he went through, broken hand, this was a grind of a season. okay? And like Cody says, too early to decide. What will get him to come back, I don't even think it's this. I think about when Tom went to Tampa. What made Tom stick around is everything around him.
Yeah.
Healthy Mike Evans, healthy Chris Godwin, Gronk was there. They had 3 Pro Bowl offensive linemen, a good run game. AB was there. The defense was legit. That'll make any quarterback be like, well, shoot, I just got to be me around all of this. If it looks like it's headed towards this grind again, I think he just called it quits because it took a lot out. Like you see A-Rod, it took a lot out of him to get to this point. And does he want to put his body through that again? This style of play? But you said it. You put the right pieces around, bring some guys in where he like, you know what? We might have something brewing. But if it still looks like, okay, this is kind of the foundation of where we going, and we're gonna go into the offseason like this, I think he just be like, you know
Even
what?
if they lose
Yeah.
first round exit. You think he like, I'm done if it look the same?
I think he waits.
You think they're going to see?
I think he's going to wait to see who are y'all bringing in.
What do they do in the offseason?
What are y'all doing in the offseason?
Yeah.
If he don't see
I feel
nothing
like
changing or evolving, he's going to be like, eh.
I feel like his career not where he wanted to be. Like this, my legacy ain't quite where I want it to be yet. You know?
I also think football's an addiction. I've watched all of these guys, and
it's
cutting that drug off is
it's an addiction because you want your final product to be a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And if it's not there, like fuck it, I'm coming back. I need to get this last chip.
That's the risk. Well, that's the risk because if you think about even his post game, he said, 22, we missed it. Things didn't go well in the Jets. Then people said I couldn't do this, but I was able to get the team here. I feel like he accomplished. Like I showed y'all that I can still do it.
Yeah,
that I can do it.
This A-Rod now, he don't give a fuck about no playoff appearance. He trying to stamp that legacy. I want when y'all talk about damn Elway and Bray. I want y'all need to say my name. You got 2 chips and 4 MVPs, and he want to be in that conversation. Right now with 1 chip, you just not.
But he did seem really excited to make it back to the playoffs. Like you could see his face.
It's like that weight got lifted off his
shoulder.
shoulder.
I think he is still feeling like that does help him a little bit, leaving on that note.
And he's feeling the high of getting the win like that too. And that's a lot of emotion.
What do you think?
Do you two actually give Aaron Rodgers a realistic shot at winning
that's
the
what
chip?
I was listening.
Seriously?
Okay.
Wait a minute, what's going on?
You do?
I said before the season started, their ceiling is the AFC Championship. Once you get there, anything can happen. I said it on this couch again when y'all asked me how far they could go. I'm not saying they can get the playoffs.
You said if they win the division.
I'm telling you, yes.
Are you picking them?
I'm not picking them, but you say they have a shot.
What percent shot do you give them? Like 20
out of 100?
Yeah.
Like 15.
15?
Yeah, he right with me.
He said there's a shot.
I tell you what, I say, and we gonna get here, but I tell you what, I'm saying it now. They're gonna beat Houston.
Okay.
If they get to Denver, all right.
Man, they get to Denver, we beat the dog shit out.
All right.
Dog shit out that offense. I'm telling you.
You will. Houston is going to beat the dog shit out of them.
No, they won't.
I don't think so.
No, they won't. They gonna lose. They gonna beat Houston.
Houston has won 9 straight.
That's the problem right
10
there.
of 11.
They gonna fold.
That's the problem right there.
They gonna go in here. They gonna go in here. The Pittsburgh will have momentum.
Okay, Aaron is going to look washed against this defense.
DK will be back.
It's the best defense. It's a little better than your defense.
That defense who was a little better than our defense just gave up a 30 ball going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Don't give up a 30 ball the game before your playoff game.
I
call
have
yourself the
not
best.
And who was that? And they was playing against what's my man?
Riley Leonard.
Come on, man.
They gave up a 30 ball to Riley Leonard.
Hey,
bro. Come
come
on.
on,
Riley,
hey,
don't
all
tell me
right.
nothing about us, Skip.
Riley Leonard was hooping a little bit that game.
He was hooping.
Riley Leonard was hooping a little bit.
You taking this to Pittsburgh? All right.
Hey, you gotta.
Well, then you guys should get some money down on this because Houston's a 3.5-point favorite at Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football. So,
You know how they do.
Skip's trying to stir the pot. Who's putting money down?
Yeah.
Any money? Any cash?
Go bet on it. You should go bet on it.
I'm picking the
I got
home
Pittsburgh,
underdog.
but I also got 5 kids, so give
He
me
said
all
I'm
my
keeping my money in my
kids gotta eat.
pocket.
Y'all see how big I am?
Skip, what do you think? You think Aaron rides off in the sunset
Here's
or
what I think. Green Bay pushed Aaron Rodgers out the back door. The Jets said, no, sorry, we're done with you, Aaron Rodgers. And he finally, at age 42, found home. This is home for him because he loves this head coach, and this head coach loves him. And I'm happy for both of them because I think it makes both of them very happy to be business partners in this and to have pulled off going 10-7 and stealing a bad division. And because they did, as we just watched Aaron talk after the game last night, he is going to come back no matter what. There's no way they're winning any Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to beat Houston, but either way, he is coming back next year. Despite these numbers, he averaged 208 yards passing a game. That's his career low. He finished 23rd out of 28 qualified in QBR with a 44 sub-50, sub-500 sort of QBR. His career yards per attempt was 6.7. It's career low. It's just low, low, low. He looked washed much of the year, but I give you, last night, that's the best he's played all year. And it was a playoff for the playoff game, even though in his career, since that long ago, far away Super Bowl 15 years ago, in which he was the MVP, he's 7-9 in the postseason. And he's about to be 7-10 in the postseason, but because he found Valhalla home, he'll come back next year. And they'll run it back and try to get a little bit better. And they're respectable. And I think they had fun doing this. And I think when Chris Collinsworth kept saying last night that he has meetings every weeknight with players, has them over for dinner and watching film. Well, that's a recommitment because at the end of Green Bay, the last 3 years, he was semi-retired.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for him.
But you still see all the faces that we always talk about. I mean, obviously, we're just viewers, but I'm constantly seeing an upset Aaron Rodgers all the time at his teammates.
Well, that's who he's always
That's who he is.
He's a diva. He's the ultimate blame-deflecting, finger-pointing diva. He always has been.
But then at the end of the win, I did see some camaraderie with the guys, and I'm like, do they like him? I don't know.
Man, they like A-Rod.
They love A-Rod. But I think, so if he has a semblance of, he's not Tom. I'm not saying he's Tom.
He's not
If
Tom.
he had a semblance of what Tom had in Tampa with the right type of weapons, you don't still see enough at A-Rod where they could play at a high level. Because that right arm is still there.
He looked good.
He said he coming back regardless.
He's saying he'd be based off those numbers. He said basically saying he washed and he coming back just because he's coming back.
I think
I don't think he's washed. I don't think he's old Aaron Rodgers, but
no.
Tom couldn't move either. But this was still working.
I think it's this.
And he had all of that around him. This is still working for A-Rod. And
against
if you get
Baltimore
more around him.
And look, I know but the numbers aren't great. But you just got done saying earlier, too, how bad that Steelers defense was. So he had a lot more pressure on his shoulders, and he got the job done.
I buy that.
The run game early on was non-existent. They picked it up a little bit towards the end of the season. But there were games when the season was on the line, outside of the Browns game, that was bad. But other games towards the end where they needed him to go out there and win, and he did it. And he got the job done, and it wasn't pretty, but they get 10 wins.
How do you look against the Browns? It was a huge game. It's a must-win, right?
Yeah.
You can go win the division, and he looked washed in that game.
But he looked good against the Lions before that, and he looked good against some other teams as well, and then last night found a way to get the job done.
I will give you this about last night. He did it without DK, and when they went to Baltimore, they murdered Baltimore with him and DK. Okay? All right? I give you that. But I just know he's going to come back. I know him well enough. I've been watching him long enough. That interview we just saw, he's going to come back no matter what.
If he win the chip, he out of
there. No, he's out. If he wins the chip, it's out.
Yeah, but I mean, they have a middle-of-the-pack defense, a middle-of-the-pack offense. Winning the chip.
That little 15% G gave him, if that happened, I promise you,
they're
done.
It's capitalized IF, but still.
Yeah, no, they got a middle-of-the-pack defense. I don't see that happening. Good luck with the Texans, but let's move on because it was really happy for the Steelers, but really, really gloom for Baltimore. And Lamar Jackson is the first quarterback in NFL history with 2 lead-changing 50-yard pass touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and they still lost. So very traumatic loss, and there are some big questions right now looming for the Ravens. One of those being, is John Harbaugh, is it time for him to go? And this is what Lamar has to say about that, because he was asked after.
You asking me about next year, Jameson. I'm so caught up in what just happened tonight. I can't focus on that right now. I just told you, like he asked me, are you stunned? I'm stunned right now. I'm still trying to process what's going on. I know we lost, but that's all.
All right, thank you, Lamar.
So Lamar's obviously shaken up. That was a really traumatic loss. There's also some questions if Lamar Jackson's run in Baltimore is coming to an end. So Skip, do the Ravens need to make big changes?
Look, the owner, Steve Bisciotti, has been known for having extreme patience, never making a knee-jerk decision as an owner. The patience should run out now. It's time for John Harbaugh to go for Lamar's sake. Do you realize that the Baltimore Ravens were the first preseason favorite to win the Super Bowl since 2008 to miss the playoffs? They were picked to win the Super Bowl by the odds makers, consensus pick, and they missed the playoffs. And 2008 was the year Tom Brady got hurt in the opener and couldn't play the rest of the year. So it's been that long, and for that reason, that a preseason Super Bowl favorite actually missed the playoffs. The Baltimore Ravens were 3-6 at home. That's just wrong. The Baltimore Ravens were a disaster on defense. That's just wrong. John Harbaugh has been there for 18 years. That's a long time. And he's had a great run, but over the last 13 of those years, 7 times they've missed, well, now it's 8. 8 times in 14, they have missed the playoffs. So Lamar just never looked right the whole year. And I know he was beat up and had this and that and this and that, and he was on the injury report for like 7 straight weeks with a different injury. I get that. But the Baltimore Ravens had 2 impressive outings to me. One was at home. They beat Chicago 30-16. The other was at Lambeau a week ago, a game they won 41-24. What did those 2 games have in common? Tyler Huntley was the starting quarterback and played both those games. So to me, because Lamar never looked right, never looked happy, never looked in any kind of comfort zone, and because of the report that came out in the Baltimore Sun 2 weeks ago that has extreme legitimacy, that John Harbaugh was tired of Lamar's behavior and that they were not communicating at all, it's just time to make a move. And I know it would be a dramatic move, and I'm sure somebody else would snap up John Harbaugh as their new head coach. Quickly. Mm-hmm. I got that. It's just time for a change for Lamar's sake, because I don't think the 2 of them will ever quite vibe. Something has gone off the rails, and I think it's time for Steve Bisciotti to run out of patience and make what will seem like a knee-jerk decision that'll be the correct one. That's just me.
I don't think so, Skip. I disagree with Skip. They're not far off, man. We see what they can do. They competitive year in, year out. You know what I'm saying? I can't blame what happened yesterday on the coach. You know what I'm saying? They a kick away from going to the playoffs, having a shot in the tournament. So Lamar been banged up this year. I think they just need to, within themselves, if we gonna do this shit before it all get blown up, let's put all the chips in and do this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's starting in April. I keep talking about the same shit. Let's have 99% attendance like Tom and them used to have, like them 2015 Broncos had. Like just let's follow the formula that all the other Super Bowl winners did. I bet if you ask Harbaugh, did we have great attendance? We asked Suggs. Remember, was everybody there? Yo, yeah. Ray was there. Everybody was there. They won the chip. Let's get back to the basics. Let's follow that formula. Everybody lock in. If we don't win it that year, then we can move around. But
what was wrong with Lamar all year then? What did you see?
Injuries.
Just injuries?
Injuries, bro. He a running quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with running back shit. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's this year, the wear and tear of being a running quarterback your whole life, it catch up to you. You know what I'm saying? So
did he look right to you last night?
He looked right in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, he did.
He made throws.
All I know is
why Pat Quinn got caught on
talk about that play
because
he
kept the play alive like he do. It was cover 2. You the middle run through.
He thought he got sacked.
Thought he got sacked.
So he slowed
and now you got the middle run through player running with Zay Flowers. He kept it alive. Boop, that's Lamar Jackson shit. So I feel like they right there, man. They right there. You got a bunch of guys coming back. You could really keep this thing together one more year. Hopefully you healthy. They got all kind of injuries on defense. Man, you got to just try to have a healthy year. It started in April. You know what I'm saying? Had a vibe going. Had your fucking kicker there with you. You know what I'm saying? And shoot your shot one last time. I think it's you dumb if you blow it up right now, man. They just too close.
I agree with Aqib. With all of that happened this year, they were a field goal away from still making the playoffs. Lamar in and out of the lineup. Mata BK got hurt early in the season. They had all of these injuries defensively, all of this stuff that happened, and they were a field goal away. This is something that a lot of people didn't even think about because they were
but they started 1-5, Skip.
They were so messed up.
They were the preseason Super Bowl favorite.
Think about this. This team was so messed up. we argued Jonathan Taylor, and who else did we have? Bijan Robinson and Christian McCaffrey and all these people. Last night, Derrick Henry was like 30 yards from leading the league in rushing. And nobody talked about it. With all of this, that's how good this team still is and can be. They're a couple pieces away, and sometimes we put expectations on teams, and then when that doesn't pan out, we like, oh, well, every year is not going to be great. This is just one of them years that just everything was going against what needed to happen. Injuries, things wasn't going their way. Opening day, they could have won that game. You know, it's just things just wasn't going their way. And that's just how this season went. But I think blowing it up and making major changes will be a mistake.
Okay, opening Sunday night, they're up 40-25 going to the fourth quarter, and they fall completely apart and blow it, right? Okay, at some point, you got to hold the head coach accountable.
Well, who were they playing?
After 18 years.
Who were they playing?
The Buffalo Bills.
Okay, Josh Allen beat Lamar Jackson. He beat Patrick Mahomes. He beat Joe Burrow. He knocked off all the top guys. Like, he played Josh Allen. But a couple weeks ago, we were saying Josh Allen could be top 3, 2 in MVP voting. Like,
Baltimore Ravens, Super Bowl favorites before the year started.
It happened.
But
one of those years.
Injuries happen. Stuff happens.
They were struggling with injuries on defense with Lamar. A lot going on.
Every year.
Well, Skip's point saying that the fact they didn't even make the tournament, they didn't make it to the playoffs is what the big factor is. But look, I'm on board with both of these guys. I think it would be a bad decision for them to make big changes, especially at the head coaching position right now, because I still think that window's open. I really do. But for you to start 1-5, have all these injuries, and still, like Gerald said, be a 44-yard field goal away from making the playoffs and winning your division, you don't get there if you don't have great leadership at the head coaching position. To overcome all of those things that they had and fight through adversity, you have to have a great head coach, an experienced head coach in place that knows how to overcome those things. So I don't think they get rid of Harbaugh, but I do think there's two things that they need to address this offseason. The first is that defense. They've got to find some more pressure in the backfield. They're 28th in sacks this year. When you think of a Baltimore defense, that's not what you think. You think of a team that stops the run and gets after the quarterback, and they take the ball away in the back end. They haven't been able to do any of those things this year. My biggest question, if we're talking about coaches, is what do they do with Zach Orr, their defensive coordinator? Do they give him another shot and say, all right, let's see if you can, learn from this year. Let's get some healthier pieces around you. Let's get some better guys on defense this next season and see what you can do, or do they go another direction? So I think that's a big question this offseason. But either way, they have to address that defense. And then the other thing, I know Lamar has been getting a lot of shit throughout his career. And there's been a lot of people that say he needs to be better, he needs to do that, he can't win, he can't get the job done. He's still Lamar Jackson. I mean, he's coming off of 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions from last year, 900 rushing yards. He had an off season. He had injuries. He lost consistency. It was tough for him to get into a rhythm. That's going to happen sometimes in the NFL. I still think they need to go out and get some more pieces around him. You have Henry in the backfield. Zay Flowers is coming off of arguably his best year as a receiver. Mark Andrews has been up and down. But I would like to see them go get one more premier pass catcher on the outside. Go to get him a true number 1 or a 1B, 1A with Zay Flowers.
Tried.
And give him another
They've
option.
gone first round on Zay and Bateman, right?
Yeah, they have, but I'm saying that hasn't worked out. So you still, and I think they're around $30 million this year in cap space going into the offseason, so they have some money to spend. But I do think if they go out there and get one more premier playmaker on the outside, give Lamar one more option outside with him, and we see it in the NFL. All these great offenses, I promise you, majority of them have a great 1 and 2 on the outside for a quarterback to succeed. So with Zay Flowers, I think they should go get another receiver on the outside Cody, as well, and then maybe add some pieces of the offensive line.
You said it hasn't worked out, right? You said it hasn't worked out, and I know you're not taking the shot, but who is everybody losing to? Everybody in the AFC is losing.
Are you saying with Lamar?
Everybody's losing to one team. So you can say it ain't working. It ain't working out for everybody.
I'm saying in the sense of they haven't got a Super Bowl. They haven't gotten over that hump yet.
Ain't nobody got over the hump because the Chiefs is running everything.
Yeah.
So you can say that about everybody. So you can't just. And I'm not saying you are. I'm saying for anybody who's saying, well, Lamar ain't getting it done. Nobody's getting it done because the Chiefs is doing it every year. Like they're literally beating everybody.
Yeah.
Besides Joe Burrow, the Chiefs are beating everybody. So you can't just be like, oh, it didn't pan out. They've been the number 1 seed. They done had a home AFC Championship game, a loss to the Chiefs. Okay, right. They either lose, they lose to the same people.
The defense, they had a top 10 defense last year.
That's what I'm saying. Like
number 1 running defense in the league last year. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's 3 years you could argue they had one of the top 5 defenses.
So
if we lose, if a Gerald McCoy defense lose G, they're not the same defense, period. We're not going to rush the passer the same. We're not going to stop the run the same. everything gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? They lose Matabuke up front early in the season.
Everything
Y'all for the season,
apart.
that changed everything.
You got
Their best player.
Yeah.
They safety. He in and out the lineup all year. That changed everything. He was out last night. That changed everything. So you can't really put it all on the DC, man. He working with what he got.
Yeah.
Okay, I think you guys are missing my point. I think it's going to come down to Lamar or Harbaugh. If we had Lamar sitting right here, right now, and we could put him on a lie detector, I bet he would say, I'd rather go forward with a new head coach, like the bridges burned with John Harbaugh. That's what I believe is happening there.
But Tom and Bill probably felt like that for years, but they still won chips. It's part of it. You ain't going to like everybody you work with. You ain't like everybody you work with, Skip. Y'all still won chips. Y'all still had the best show on fucking TV.
Magic.
You feel me? I just got to work with you. I just got to do everything that I need to do to work with you. I don't got to like you, bro.
Okay, but I'm with what Cody's saying about Lamar. A year ago, he could have won the MVP easily. I know Josh won it, and that's fine. Yeah. But he put up MVP. Oh, God.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. And so that would have been 3 MVPs in his first, 7 years? I mean, that's just off the charts great. There's no questioning Lamar. I just don't think he looked happy. And from what I'm told about the internal workings of that franchise, he and Harbaugh just don't get along. Well, you tell me, if it did come down to coach or quarterback, which way are you going? What if you had to make that call?
If we had to, I'm keeping Lamar.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank
quarterback.
You. Yeah, thank you.
Did you guys see that
of course
John
he don't
Harbaugh
look
had
happy. They
that
lose
party
and
at
he
his
hurt.
house?
And he's been hurt,
I wonder if Lamar was there.
No.
You don't
I will
think?
bet you he wasn't there.
He had this party. They were all watching the game.
Yeah.
They looked like the camaraderie was good in the Ravens. Was Lamar at the party?
Kinsey, are you going to look happy if you losing and hurt? We just talked about this with Joe Burrow.
Look at you.
Losing and hurt.
Joe Burrow looks like
it ain't fun.
He's going to quit every day.
Okay, how lucky were the Ravens that Joe Burrow was hurt this year? Because if he's not hurt, you're not even in this game.
I mean, the Steelers too. I mean, the whole division fell apart this year. It fell apart.
Injuries is just part of it. You hate to see
more
you
year.
get injured, but
We need to see
not right now.
One more.
Yeah.
One more.
All right. Well,
right now.
55% of the chat says the Ravens will not fire Harbaugh. So I mean, it's still 45% of them are thinking he's going to get fired, which I think is a big percentage there. But let's talk about a coach who did get fired, and that is Kevin Stefanski. He finally got fired, and I know you boys.
You gonna clap it up there? There we go. There we go. Get him up out of there. No clap, G. You got
Clap, man.
Oh, damn, G.
You know how many days I've had to listen to these boys say fire Kevin Stefanski?
Get that man up out of there.
He is finally gone, okay? But I want to talk a little bit about Shedeur Sanders because he managed to beat Aaron Rodgers and Joe Burrow in back-to-back weeks. But I do want to say in 7 starts, he has a very unimpressive 55% completion percentage, 7 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions, okay? And if we just look at yesterday's game, he had 111 yards, no touchdowns, and a QBR of 11.9.
Right.
So, Skip, how does Kevin Stefanski firing impact Shedeur Sanders?
Okay, I guess I should be disqualified because I'm wearing this
it,
jersey.
yeah.
But glory be, Stefanski is gone. And especially the two of us have been campaigning for that for not weeks, for months since the season started. He didn't want Shedeur. I believe he was sabotagey to Shedeur, especially in first and goal situations when he kept going Wildcat so that Shedeur wouldn't score a touchdown. And the decks are now cleared for a young man who I believe proved, despite all those numbers you just read, that he is who the Cleveland Browns have been looking for at quarterback.
Yeah.
And all I know is that against impossible odds, longest odds in the league, highest degree of difficulty, against Cam Ward, who went first overall in a draft that he fell into the 5th round in. Against Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders threw for 364 yards and completely outplayed Cam Ward. And then, as you pointed out, Kinsey, he did beat and outplay Aaron Rodgers, even in QBR. It was 37 to only 18 for Aaron Rodgers in that game. And it was impressive to me because of the degree of difficulty. And then yesterday against Joe Burrow, after it looked like Joe had done what Joe usually does and went giving them the lead, with 1.5 minutes left, Shedeur Sanders took a team of practice squad nobodies and went on a 64-yard drive in 10 plays, clutch, and more clutch. Converted a 3rd and 10 at his own 29 on a throw to an undrafted rookie named Isaiah Bond for 13 yards. Did hit his one proven receiver, Jerry Jeudy, for 11 yards on a 3rd and 1. But Jerry Jeudy was second in the league this year in drops. And yesterday, he threw him 6 balls, Jerry Jeudy, and he caught 2 for 17. Yesterday, Shedeur Sanders was throwing to people named Malachi Corley, Trevion Williams, Sam Cannella. You heard of any of these people? Blake Whiteheart, Raheem Sanders. They're all practice squatters who were elevated at the end of the year. Again, feeling sabotagey to me because, as we talked about for the last 2 months, Pro Football Focus has ranked Cleveland's pass blocking dead last in the league. For the last month, has ranked Cleveland's receiving corps dead last in the league. He had one receiver that he trusted, a fellow rookie 3rd-round pick named Harold Fannin Jr., who got hurt against the Steelers in the last game and was gone yesterday. No Njoku yesterday. No Judkins yesterday, who had been a pleasant surprise as a rookie back who gave him a little pop. And he did that. He went and won another game. And I just want him to go forward. I'm just going to throw this out real quick before you guys go. I've thought about this. You've asked me several times, what's the right way to go? I don't believe he wants to be coached anymore by his father because he cut the cord and he wants to prove he's his own man. And what makes sense to me is Cliff Kingsbury. The more I thought about it, because I know what Cliff did with Kyler. What's that? Be head coach. And I do think Cliff's a better coordinator than a head coach, but you're not going to get him unless you make him the head coach. And what Cliff did with Kyler early in Arizona, they did make the playoffs. And what he did with Jaden Daniels last year when they made the NFC Championship game, and Jaden had the greatest rookie quarterback year I've ever seen. Because of those two things, again, I'd have to know if he believes in Shedeur, but he makes the most sense to me as a combination head coach, offensive guru who could make Shedeur what I know he can become, which is a very successful franchise quarterback. So I'm very happy Stefanski's gone, and now on to bigger and better things for Shedeur Sanders.
I do wish TJ was here, though. TJ had mentioned, because he had played with Cliff for the Cardinals, and he had mentioned that he didn't love Cliff as a head coach and that the entire atmosphere of the Cardinals was just not there, and they didn't respect him.
Yeah, it was coming apart.
I remember TJ saying that, so I wish he was here.
I don't know about Cliff neither. It's just he got 2 ops and they look the same. It's like very appealing at the beginning, then once people catch on to it, it's
he got one of them schemes you catch on to it.
It's like I'm saying,
they had a crazy
then the division start dominating once they catch on to it. So
they went all the way to the NFC Championship game last year.
And then they caught
on to it, and then you see they got the bottom of the NFC.
Jaden got hurt.
True. They've had a lot going against them.
Because he got him running too damn.
But how are you going to go 4-12 as the offensive coordinator and get a head coach?
That's part of his scheme too. He the one got him running like that. So I don't know. I think the firing, it gives Shedeur a great chance to be the guy. I think you can go about it one or two ways. You can find a head coach who want to bring in a quarterback and spend the $30 million, $40 million on a guy like Willis or somebody who showed they can be the guy. Or you can use that money to build the team up. If you believe in Shedeur, I got a 5th-round cheap quarterback situation. I could put all this money into the O-line, into some receivers, into some guys, you know what I'm saying? And I could wait to pay Shedeur for a year or 2 or whenever. And then when you do pay him, you still probably can lowball him because he's a 5th-round pick. He's not, it's a scale to this, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like they'll find a guy who likes Shedeur. When you searching for a head coach, they're going to find somebody who we can match up with him. That's what we try. We can go out looking for a guy who thinks Shedeur can be the guy. Can you work with him? If you can't work with him, we'll interview somebody else. Find somebody who feel like, man, hell yeah. Because I feel like Shedeur show you something every week. He might have had an 11 QBR.
But that's all saying that you assume that the GM is all in on Shedeur and that they're really going to hire a head coach for Shedeur with those stats that I just read.
Yeah, but with the stats you just read, he show you something every week to me. Yeah. He show you that he could be the guy in a different way every week. This last week was, I'm having a very slow day. I'm leaning on my defense. They put two touchdowns on the board. I'm leaning on them. Fuck, Burrow go down, get a bucket. Now I got to show my clutch shit. Can I go down and get a bucket? Boom, he go down and get a bucket.
And your favorite stat, they got the WIN.
They got the WIN because he went down and got a bucket.
And that's tough to do after you've struggled for most of that game to overcome it.
I got to overcome it. I got to make throws.
It's impressive.
Even quick checks down to Sampson, they come out and get you 15 yards. Like, bro, he did stuff on that drive that was impressive to me. Going down, very poised, go get a bucket. So I feel like, man, that's going to make what he put on tape today. I mean, on tape all year, that's going to make the upstairs guys, the owner, want to find a coach to marry with Shedeur. That's going to help us in so many ways. We ain't going to have a chunk of our money on the quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
And get some receivers.
We can get some receivers. We can get a nice tackle.
O-line.
We can get something. The defense is good. Let the defense, hopefully the defensive coordinator don't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Keep that thing together. You got money to pour into that offense, man. You got a guy. So I feel like, man, you get him out the way. I feel like when you get him out the way, that's showing that, man, we believe in Shedeur. They not matching up. Let's find somebody to match up with Shedeur.
Yeah.
That's what that's saying to me.
Cody, how do you feel as a quarterback and you've been with the Browns? What's your opinion?
I don't know what they're saying behind closed doors to Aqib's point, but who they hire next is going to determine what Shedeur's future looks like in Cleveland, because I'm fully on board. They're going to do one of two things. Either they're going to go get a guy that comes in and says, I'm all about Shedeur. I've seen the upside. I've seen the flashes on film. I can win with this guy. Even if it's a defensive-minded coach, I'm going to go find a great offensive coordinator to pair him up with Shedeur, and we're going to build around him and go address the offensive line and go address the receiver room and get some other pieces so that he can be successful, which I think they do first. Because right now, even if they went and got a new quarterback with what's on the offensive line and what's at the receivers,
you're in the same spot.
You're in the same spot. Even a veteran this year in the position that Shedeur was in, I think still struggles. And we saw Flacco.
Flacco struggle,
and that was with a healthier roster and a better run game and things working for him. So
and he's throwing darts.
To Skip's point, for what Shedeur was able to do with not having the help around him was impressive. And I think that is something worth mentioning. So either they do that and they go get a head coach that's going to believe in Shedeur, or the opposite happens. They go get a head coach that comes in and says, and I think it's more possible if they go get a first-year head coach that's new to this situation and says, that's not the guy I drafted. Him or Gabriel or anybody that's on the roster, or even Deshaun Watson that comes back. That's not my guy, especially if they get an offensive-minded coach and he says, I want to go get my quarterback. If you're going to give me a chance to be successful, I need to go get my quarterback to be successful. So one of two things will happen. I think they go with the former, though. I think they should go get a coach that can give Shedeur a real opportunity going into this next season and go address the offensive line, go address some other pieces, and at least give them that year. Give them the offseason, give them time. I still think they're going to let Deshaun Watson come back and compete with them, even though Jim Lee Haslam has been very vocal.
They said they're bringing him back.
About that, so I think he'll come and compete. I think they do maybe add another guy to compete, and that's what you want, though. I don't care how, if you're a young quarterback, you're a first round, whatever it may be, sometimes you bring in guys to compete. That's going to help you get better. You want that iron sharpens iron aspect, or bring a veteran in that's going to help Shedeur learn and teach him some of the mental side of things that maybe he didn't get this first year. But I think he's earned the opportunity to go into the offseason to compete for that starting job, to be the guy. I think he can solidify it this offseason, but a big part of that is going to come down to who they hire.
By the way, Deshaun's cap hit next year is $80.7 million.
Yeah.
80.7, largest in the league.
I agree with what everybody said. It's about who you gonna hire. What is the philosophy and which route do the Browns want to go? Like everybody said, do we believe that 12 is the guy, or do we want to go get a coach that's gonna bring in his guy? Yeah. That's where Shedeur sits right now.
What do you believe?
As far as what he's done, he's earned the right to be the guy.
Yes.
You didn't see anything where it's like, well, we know he's not it, so let's go get a coach and bring in. He's earned the right for upstairs to say, I'm going to go find a coach first who sees if they can work with him.
Exactly.
He's earned that. He earned that right. Because if you think about everything he did with where he got drafted, working his way up, staying in there, when he got thrown in and what he's done to this point, when you can see what he did yesterday to go down and put his team in position to win, okay, with everything he's done, he's shown enough where you say, put the right coach around him, put the right piece around him, let's see what we got. So we always forget, and Aqib already mentioned it, it's a business. That money is going to matter. It's a business. So that's another factor. He's earned that. So I don't know what they're going to do, or whatever, but as far as y'all's Stefanski thing, I think it was time for a change too.
Agreed.
It just ran its course. But world, I just don't want us to just because it ran its course in Cleveland, I don't want people to forget that Stefanski did something that only 13 people in history have ever done. He won Coach of the Year twice.
He did.
So let's not discredit who he is just because of the situation. Did it run its course? Yes. Was it time for a change? Yes. They need a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
But I just want to say that because we just been like
and I don't doubt
destroying
that
this guy. And I know it's time just coaching. You just said about Harbaugh, and he won a Super Bowl. Sometimes it just run its course.
A-Rod won MVP 4 times, and Skip destroyed him all the time.
That's what I just said. That's what I just said. That's what I just said.
Done lately, but we talk about bringing these coaches in. They bring their guy in. Like, who is these guys? Where are they? It's not too many free agent it ain't too many out there.
Who's available?
I know. What we said, but you know how coaches work. You know how people. Look, Pete Carroll just did it. You know, Pete Carroll's like, I want to go get Geno because now we. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
we don't know, but I'm saying we all agree.
It's all those kind of caliber of guys like Willis and Geno.
That's what I'm saying.
It's gonna be those caliber of guys, man. You might as well save your change.
Yes.
Ride with what I got. Let me put that money elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Get a guy like Kubiak. I think Kubiak is the guy.
Yeah,
man.
I like Clint Kubiak.
Kubiak cooking in Seattle.
Okay, Kubiak.
He was cooking
in
Minnesota.
Cliff over here.
He been cooking really the last few stops.
Didn't he have old school roots though?
I mean,
his father aren't they old school thinkers?
They old school, but that's really you take that old school Shanahan offense and you just whip it a little bit, and that's McVay and the new Shanahan. That's that same shit.
Okay, but
Kubiak got the same
Sam
shit.
Darnold's the polar opposite of Shedeur Sanders in the way he carries himself, and he's conservative and
I'm just talking about the
coach's
old.
dream.
I'm
and
just
all
talking
that.
about the old man.
Yeah, but every
He got a big
personality
arm,
is different. Can he play?
Yeah, he gonna be able to handle.
Yeah.
He grew up around players. That's what make Kubiak unique to me, bro. You actually grew up around this shit. You done seen all kind of personalities. You done been in the locker room with leading them. Like, you done seen this shit.
Yep.
You done seen all kind of personalities, and you a damn good OC.
Yep.
You been doing your thing for your last few stops, and he fucking cooking right now in Seattle.
Yeah.
So I feel like, man, it's time for him to get his shot and see if he can control a room full of men. You know what I'm saying?
And here's what I say about 12.
Offensive-minded guy.
Here's what I say about 12. He's always had the pedigree. Okay, we seen 2 years in a row. We seen C.J. Stroud, and we seen Jaden Daniels have really good rookie years. Then all offseason, we see them everywhere. They overseas. They at this award show. They doing this and this. What happened in the second year? You're not gonna have to worry about that with this one. Who his dad is and how he's been. You ain't about to be. I promise you. You're not about to see Shedeur all over the place and he at this and this. He is about to lock in because he know. Okay. They played with me the first time, and this is what happened. And he didn't do nothing but what all of us do. When I came out of college, I was at the Super Bowl too, at Radio Row and all that. That's what guys do when you come out of college. But then that next year, going from your rookie to sophomore year, that is a very critical year. His dad knows that. He knows that. He's going to be around the right people, and he is going to lock in because he's going to lock in on all the things I didn't do right, whether it's my pocket presence, whether it's being able to break down, decipher defenses in this. That's what you do know is going to happen. So with what he's done to earn his right to be the guy and what he's going to do this offseason, I think it's a great combo if you get the right coach in for success for him and the organization. So, that's something I believe and know you are not going to have to worry about with him.
Yeah. So all the boys on the couch think Shedeur is the guy for the Browns. 81% of the chat think Shedeur is the guy for the Browns, and now they just need to find a good head coach for him. But let's talk about another team who also made some moves, and that is the Atlanta Falcons. They have fired Raheem Morris and also the GM, so they're kind of cleaning house right now. Atlanta finished the season winning 4 straight games, and this is what star receiver Drake London had to say about Raheem. He said, I want Raw back with all my heart, #Falcons. So clearly he's really sad about this change, but the Falcons were 16 and 18 under Morris in his 2 seasons, and the Falcons have not been to the playoffs since 2017, the second longest drought in the NFL. Gerald, I know you were drafted by Raheem. I know you played for him as well at Tampa Bay. So, Aqib, did Raheem Morris deserve to get chopped this week?
I would have wanted to see him get a shot with a healthy quarterback room. You know what I'm saying? Both years he got a non-healthy quarterback room. You go 8-9, 2 years in a row. But at the end of the day, it's a production-based business. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why they got Penix Jr., just in case this guy get hurt. But now they both hurt. So I don't know, man. It's part of the business, man. He got his shot. If he'd have went to the playoffs one of those years, he probably have another opportunity. And the kind of guy he is in the building, man, that all the players is gonna love him. Every player in the building, the cooks, the chefs, the janitors, everybody is gonna love him. So I know the building didn't want it to happen, but it's a production-based business, man. And when you one of those guys, we talk about an excellent coordinator who gets your shot. Your leash just a little bit shorter than a head coach who's had success. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your leash just gonna be a little bit shorter. So, man, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that he is getting fired, but
because you love him, right?
I love Rod. I'm sure he'll be somebody D coordinator like this if he want to be. You know what I'm saying?
What'd you suggest to me before the show?
Dallas.
Dallas.
Call Rod, man. Rod, pull up, man. They'll give you a nice little check. You know, Jerry don't play about it.
No.
They don't give you a nice check. You'll be one of the highest paid D coordinators.
I
in the
love
league.
that.
You got some guys to work with. Rod absolutely cook with that Dallas defense.
I second
man.
the emotion.
He'll cook with it, man. So
yeah.
he a great guy, a great locker room guy.
Mm-hmm.
He a great coordinator, great football mind. But it's a production-based business, man. If I'm an owner and I got a guy who really haven't proved himself as a head coach, he go 8-9, he go 8-9 again. Shit, I might have to make a change too. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Gerald, how are you feeling? So you know him personally.
Yeah, I feel like he should have got one more year because of the momentum you go into.
Yeah.
If you look at the Detroit Lions when they went on their run, okay, they beat Green Bay to finish the season, went to the offseason with momentum, came back, started the season, beat Kansas City to start the year, and then off they went. This team, he drafted well.
Yep.
Most of his draft picks hit. They got a double-digit sack guy, which they haven't had since Vic Beasley in 2016.
Yep.
2 edge rushers. They finally got pass rush, which they have not had. They got
safety,
guys in the back end that
which is
can
damn
ball.
MVP.
That's what I'm saying. They
Rookie
got
MVP.
old
Ball
linemen.
away.
They got the weapons on offense. They haven't had the healthy quarterback, but it ain't like he was winning and lost 4 to end. They were up and down, and they won 4 to finish.
Yeah, and
they
when you
beat
don't have your
Buffalo.
QB,
They beat the Rams. It's like he showed that I could turn this thing around. You just give me one more shot. And if you've played for Rod, you've been in the building with him, man. That's why Drake said that. He's one of the greatest people you'll ever be around, and he has nothing in his heart except win. He finds every way to win, and I just feel like the momentum. You go off the momentum. If it's looking like, okay, that ain't how they were looking. That's not how Atlanta was looking. Atlanta needed to lose both the last games for Tampa to get in. They said, forget that. We're going to beat both of these teams.
Yeah.
And that's what they did with who they had. I just wish he'd have got another year, but it is production-based business, but I just feel like with the draft that they had, those draft picks hit. He hit on his draft.
Yeah.
And they finished on the up and up. That's a recipe for giving, okay, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here.
And looking at it, too, is going from Cousins to Penix to Cousins. Like, there hasn't been stability at the quarterback position. Yeah, you're still winning 8 games. I know it's below 500, but I'm with Gerald on that. I was surprised that they made this decision. I don't know him personally, but I've heard nothing but great things from these guys. I thought they would give him one more year because they won those last 4 games.
I was kind of shocked.
Normally and I've been a part of teams that are out of the playoffs early, but normally when you're 4-9, everyone checks the hell out. They're done. The season's over. Cancun on 3. That's what we're focused on. He still got the most out of his guys to win 4 games. So that tells me that they still believed in him. And we saw what Drake London said. And we saw what some of the guys in the locker room said about him is that they want Raw back. And this is who we want to play for. I think, though, that this decision was made far in advance with how quickly it happened after the game, regardless of beating the Rams and beating the Saints and doing all these different things. It sounds to me like that decision by Blank had already been made. That's why it happened so quickly. Because if it was really looking at everything from a bigger scale, saying, all right, we were in contention last year for the playoffs. This year we didn't play great. We had quarterback controversy, but we still found a way to go on the run. Maybe next year's the year, like you mentioned with the Lions, that we pop and we go. And let's keep the continuity at head coach to see if we can do that. But again, it just, they ended up making that decision. I don't 100% agree with it. I do think, though, what it came down to is, having that much talent. You mentioned how they drafted. Having that much talent on your roster and going 8-9 both seasons in a division that is up for grabs, I think that played a big part in that. But, Yeah, I mean, it's tough to see him
yeah,
go. I
you
think
have
he
some
will get
stars
another
on
job, though, very
But
quickly.
their quarterback is always on the shelf.
Yeah, but think of
Who you got?
really
Yeah.
think
The
about
quarterback
think
for the
about
league.
And real quick, Skip, before you go, think about all the talent. Okay, the talent is cool. That's great. They were losing to the Bucks. The Bucks have been together. So you take a group of guys who've been together, and the Saints wasn't good, and neither was Carolina. So it ain't like they are the worst team in the division with a bunch of. When I was in Tampa, all three of the other teams were balling, and then it was us.
Yeah.
That ain't how this look. It's Tampa and then the other three. So he's in a very winnable division with a lot of talent.
Young talent.
Young talent. But my quarterback situation. So if there's no stability there, with that being said, I still won my last 4. And what the people I drafted actually hit on the side of the ball that he's been terrible on.
I thought, look, and I know I've got beef with
When I got the text last night, I was like, nah, this can't be.
I thought so too. I know I got beef with coordinators, and Aqib gives me shit for it. I thought Zach Robinson would go, and they would keep.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't think Rod.
Obrick would stay.
But if
Like,
Raw
with the
made the
quarterback.
decision to pay Kirk Cousins,
If you pick these quarterbacks
Raw
and
made
they
the
always hurt, then I'm gonna look at you like you the one pick these quarterbacks. So
and Raw signed him for Kirk Cousins for $180 million. That was the decision that
He didn't sign him.
Rob
He might have had something to do with it. He might have
you're the head
vouched
coach
for him
at
like,
that
I could
time.
fucking win with Kirk.
You think
You're
that's
the
why
head
Blank fired both the GM
Yeah,
and
like both of
Raheem?
y'all brought these quarterbacks, and y'all both said let's
But that's
draft
what
him
they
just in case he
cleaned out.
get
But
hurt. We got a backup.
I think even Rich McKay had something to do with Kirk Cousins. Fontenot and Richmond, he cleaned all the
Yeah, he did.
house. Okay, so to your point about production business, the one point I can't defend is that Raheem had one winning season as a head coach, and you guys participated, right? Weren't you both at 10-6
Hell yeah.
year? With
Top
Josh
third.
Freeman. Josh Freeman was your quarterback, right?
Yep.
And you missed the playoffs at 10-6. But this shocked me and saddened me because I saw moments this year, opener at Atlanta, Tampa Bay, team that we both loved. It goes to a last-second kick. Here we go again with kickers. And Koo misses a 44-yarder to force overtime. Okay, so Baker survived that game.
Yeah.
Baker survived a bunch of games, or it would have really been a disaster in Tampa. And then I know I picked this game. I picked Atlanta to beat Buffalo on a Monday night. Now, that was a big win for them with Penix. I'm not a big Penix fan. He's up and down. I'm just not sure he's the long-term answer here. But they did beat Josh Allen 24-14 on Monday Night Football. And then to all of your points, you close the season by winning at Tampa, at Arizona, which is not just a done deal, and then you beat the Rams at home on Monday night, and then you beat a New Orleans yesterday that had won 4 in a row and it suddenly found itself. That should have saved his job. But Blank, to I think your point, he'd already decided, I'm just going to blow this whole thing up.
Yeah.
And yet, Zach Robinson's offense is 24th in points scored. 24th in points scored, and you've got Bijan and Drake London and Kyle Pitt. Are you kidding?
Yep.
You've got 3 of the best targets, and Bijan's a target as a receiver. You got 3 of the best in your 24. Well, just fire the coordinator. Let's try it again. Let's run it back.
Fired too.
Right?
I think they're keeping the OC.
Well, I mean, they just cleaned it out. But now I'm starting to wonder.
Keeping the OC.
Remember?
Yeah, Zach
Yeah.
fired?
Well,
As of right now, he's not
he
fired.
will be with the
I
new
think
regime.
he will.
When the new head coach come in there, all they ask.
Yeah.
The head coach get fired, everybody fucking fired.
Yeah.
They're not going to announce the OC fired though after that.
I remind
He
you.
announced it when they say the head
Yeah,
coach
it's
is
implied.
fired. You might as well start packing your shit.
I'm with you though, Skip. I thought
Not
Robinson
keeping no
should have
damn
gone, and maybe Raheem's loyalty to Robinson might have came back and hurt him. I thought Robinson should have been gone a while ago.
I'm going to remind you.
Robinson,
Blank.
Hey, if you're the head coach, man, if we 8-9, it's all gonna come back to you. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Rob,
I remind
love
you,
Rob. It's
Arthur
all gonna
Blank,
come back to you.
he almost hired Belichick before he hired Raheem. And I will not be surprised if he goes and gets Belichick. I won't
Really?
be surprised. I just won't. I think he loves Belichick.
I do have
and it'll
some-
be a disaster. That's just
I do have some news on that right now because the NFL Network reporting the Falcons have requested head coaching interviews with Clint Kubiak and also
Clint's gonna be the hottest shit out.
the Dolphins defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver. So that's
If you let Clint get that offense, I bet you they average 27.
It will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
He would love that way more than he'd love the Cleveland.
But you have to go get him a quarterback, though.
They got to figure out the quarterback situation.
Well, they got a little money tied up right now.
Get rid of these guys, man. Give me Willis or somebody. Give me somebody who can run this thing.
Yeah.
And then also Matt Ryan is expected to be hired as the president of football operations.
Wow.
So Falcons are making some
Matty Ice, man. Look.
Big changes.
I wouldn't be surprised if they interview Brian Flores too.
Yeah,
maybe.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
I think with all those weapons on offense, I'm going to get an offensive guy.
Yeah. You think Vance Joseph will be in this cycle too for another head coaching job?
Sure.
I mean, I know you probably don't want to lose him, but
he might get an interview.
He absolutely.
But I don't feel like it's how many jobs is it? Like 4 jobs? 5?
Yeah, Giants,
Raiders,
Falcons, Raiders, Cleveland.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
Titans.
Titans.
I mean,
there might be a couple more too.
I don't know.
It is early.
Yeah, there might be a couple more.
Yeah, this is just Monday. All right, let's move on to another firing because the Raiders go 3-14 and they secure the #1 overall pick in the draft. And Las Vegas has decided to move on from Pete Carroll. So after just 1 season, his contract was for 3, and they're looking like minority owner Tom Brady will have a huge say in who they are going to hire next. So, Skip, did Pete Carroll deserve to be fired?
He did not.
Really?
I thought this was
Skip.
dead wrong.
How?
Really?
Dang.
Pete Carroll has proven to be an all-time great head coach.
He has.
It's the old school way, though.
At your school, he won 2 national championships and went 97-19 and lost to Vince Young, who played the greatest championship game I have ever seen.
We got it, Skip. We remember.
Right? 30 of 40 he completed that night, and he ran 19 times for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns.
He did.
And you lost 41-38. That's how close he came to 3 championships. At Seattle, he obviously won 1 Super Bowl, 43-8 against your franchise and Peyton, and would have won a second one if not for a last-second interception by Malcolm Butler, who had gotten thrown into the game, and it was.
Yeah, he had something to do with them throwing the ball. You the head coach, right? So you should have
signed off. Okay.
You signed off on that shit. So you the reason you don't got to.
Okay, you can certainly make that case, but they were in position to win a second Super Bowl, and this is what kills me about the way the Raiders are being run. Tom Brady is the chief advisor to the Raiders. He is the unofficial GM of the Raiders. Ian Rappaport has reported that he will lead the head coaching search now. He blessed Pete Carroll as the new head coach. He blessed going to get Geno, who finished second to last in QBR. And Tom Brady blessed Chip Kelly as the coordinator, who was gone by midseason. So at least you give Pete Carroll one more shot here. It was a sorry team with sorry management, starting with Tom Brady. And now Tom's off the hook.
That's crazy.
Because he's leading the search for the next head coach after he blessed and was heavily involved in picking Pete Carroll. He just deserved another year. This is beneath his dignity to get fired after 1 sorry-ass year in Las Vegas.
I feel like you're disagreeing here.
Man, if you the head coach, you get the blame. If you win a chip, you get the blame if you shitty. Now, I don't know who blessed what, but I guarantee you Tom ain't say, hey, let's go get Geno. And then Pete Carroll said, all right, yeah, let's go. It probably was the other way. Pete Carroll said, man, we need to bring in Geno. He's a hell of a leader. He's a hell of a. And then Tom just kind of maybe signed off on it, if he signed off on it at all.
And there's a reason now they're giving him most of the say. Maybe it didn't work out, and now they're like, Tom, we need you to step up.
That's what I'm saying. So I guarantee you, Geno wasn't Tom's first pick. You chose to bring in Geno. This shit was trash. Hey, bro, this your product. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta go, bro.
If it was Tom's
I feel like,
decision,
man, Pete is the oldest coach in the league, man. You gotta throw the whistle on the wire sooner or later, Skip. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna sit around and watch this shit till you 90.
So you think this was all his fault this year?
It ain't all his fault, but guess somebody got to get the blame, right? We can't do this shit again. We not finna do this again. So you pick Geno for sure gone.
Life of
so
a head
you might
coach.
as well be gone too. And just let's start it all over. We got young talent. We got the #1 pick. We trying to find somebody who gonna rock with Mendoza and Bowers and Kinsey, somebody who could come run and put this shit together. You know what I'm saying? So
need to build the offensive
We need
line.
The offensive line.
It's
It
a lot
doesn't matter
to do.
who you have
But
as
it's a
quarterback
lot-
with that offensive line.
It's a lot they need to build, but I just look at, okay, Caleb was in place in Chicago, but Pete, times have changed. Everything's evolving, and they are in Vegas. These guys are young. It's Vegas. It's just football. It's just different. So you look at what Ben Johnson did in Chicago. He just electrified that whole locker room. He got this young, vibrant energy, and he got them believing.
Exactly.
When you watch the Raiders this year, they didn't look like they played with that fire that they had in Seattle or those Pete Carroll type teams. It just didn't look like. It just did not look like it across the board. So when that's happening, you got to bring somebody in that's going to bring that. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed, but it starts with what type of football are we going to play?
Right.
What caliber of football are we putting out on the field? When you watch the Raiders, you didn't see, okay, week in and week out, you see Max out there dying trying to win. If you look across the board, that ain't what you see. Like that's not what you're seeing across the board. Sometimes you see, man, they got a solid foundation. These dudes are really fighting. That's not what you see with the Raiders.
But like we
and
said,
that
there's
stems
only
from the top.
so many guys
But that
for
stems
that position.
that stems from the top. It's how you practice it. What type of mentality are we? It's cool, man. Pete Carroll recruited me. I love Pete Carroll. But the days of let me go out and play catch with the guys and practice and let's shoot. Yeah, it's cool, man. We need something different.
The guys got to
You're
buy in.
defending Kevin Stefanski, but not Pete Carroll.
No, I didn't.
Love that.
I didn't.
You did defend Kevin
Stefanski.
Yeah, you did.
No, I said no. I said no. What I said was
he
I
talked about
said it
his
was
coach of the year.
I said, let's not forget what he did.
I said it was time for a change.
Yeah.
Is that not what I said? I
You
said
did
it was
say
time
that.
for a
You said
change.
that.
I'm saying it's time for a change in Vegas, but you can't take away what Pete Carroll did. I'm talking about right now and what needs to happen. Cleveland needed a change, and so do the Raiders. They needed a change.
Yeah, they
The
need
quarterback
they got a young
problem
team,
is-
man. They need a nice, young, confident coach to come in there, man.
But who is that? Everybody needs this young, confident head coach. Where we're looking for
They
every
shouldn't have
single
got rid of the
team.
one
Where they
that was
at?
there in 21, but
Yeah.
whatever.
There's only so
I
many
agree
Ben
with that.
Johnsons.
I
He
agree
was
with
the
that.
scapegoat for a lot of stuff that took place. They shouldn't have got rid of that one. But
Wait, which one are you talking about?
John Gruden.
Oh, you're going.
Yeah, that's fair. Everybody loved John Gruden. Cody?
Yeah, I hate this for Pete Carroll. I wish we could all just erase this from our memories and that it doesn't have anything to do with his legacy, which I don't think it should.
Ain't nobody gonna
but it's
remember
going to leave a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Well, some of the younger generation that doesn't know
Yeah.
Pete Carroll for all the things that Skip mentioned, and a lot of these young Raider fans are going to look at it and say, well, why'd we hire this old guy? That's obviously they're going to be their perception of him. I didn't like it when they hired him in the first place, and I said that early on. I mean, he's 74 years old. What was the end goal here? Say he does turn it around in a year or two, gets everything back on track. Now he's 76, and then he's 77 in year 3, and even if he gets things going the right direction, now you're going to have to start all over again, a head coach, and you're going to clean house and do all these different, because I felt like to me that maybe their idea was let's let Pete Carroll put a foundation in place, get a winning culture, maybe hire within someone on the staff right now, or go get someone that can just fill the spot and keep rolling. That doesn't normally happen, so I didn't love the hire in the first place. I hate it for Pete Carroll. I do think it was the right decision, though, the fact that they got rid of him. I mean, when you start 1-0, and then you finish 2-14 the last 16 games, it's hard to defend that and say, all right, yeah, we're going to keep this guy for next year. But I think the age obviously played a factor. But I'm with you guys on that. I think they go get a young coach and maybe an offensive-minded guy, get someone. And that's kind of how things are going nowadays with the Ben Johnson, these first-year head coaches that are younger. Mike McDonald is 38 years old. They hired him at 37.
Man.
These guys can turn around a locker room. They can relate better to these players. They're player coaches. And I'm not going to sit here, though, and disrespect Pete Carroll's culture and what he's done as a head coach. I think he's one of the greatest coaches.
Just because we say he's there to get
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I want to make that clear that I'm not saying Pete Carroll can't still put a culture in place that's respectful.
We trying to make that clear that we don't disrespect his resume.
Yeah.
Everybody respect Pete Carroll, but that's not what needs to happen in Vegas.
These young guys need young guys who they can relate to.
So the
Who gonna come in and lock them
Ravens
up?
don't need a young guy. They need an 18-year head coach. He's now, 60-something years
Yeah,
old.
but the Ravens, in a window.
They coming off being a number one seed.
The Ravens are in a window. The Raiders are the worst, are the farthest away from a window right now.
They're a real veteran team. They're not a little baby team.
And that's
they like right there. They got one more year. If Harbaugh don't do it, Lamar don't do it with the wing.
I will admit, maybe I'm a prisoner of knowing too many of the Legion of Boomers, starting with Richard Sherman. They still believe heart and soul in Pete Carroll, and they do not think he's lost his fastball, and they're outraged over this.
Well,
I think he was put in a hard situation.
But also think
no O-line, you have a quarterback.
He was, but also think about this. I just talked about Rod.
They my age, yeah.
I just talked about Rod, his draft picks. His draft picks hit. Raiders drafted all these people.
Well, I will say
none of them hit.
The chat says 65% of the chat says Pete Carroll should have been fired. So they're riding with that. But enough about the negativity and the firing. Let's get into some Super Bowl contenders, okay? Because we got some teams on the line. We got TJ and Aqib's Broncos are officially the 1 seed in the AFC.
Way to go. Way to go.
Let's go, man. We earned that.
Here we go.
We earned that, baby.
Oh, we got
You like that? I don't want to
You got to stop it, kids. You got to stop it.
Out of here.
Let me see it.
What is this? Get out of here.
Smoking out the ring.
Hey, Kinsey.
Damn.
God, I'm going to need
Hey, that's for Denver.
I'm going to need rehab after this.
That's
Right?
shout out for Denver, baby. Smoke this thing out.
Yeah.
You think it just stopped on its own like it was a little...
All right, guys. I
Kinsey got nervous real quick.
Hey, Kinsey did panic.
I think you pushed down too hard.
I've been really.
Hey, that's that shout out to Denver, man. We talk Denver. Hey, smoke this thing out real quick, baby. You know what I'm saying?
I've been wanting to try that all year, and now I know why I have not. So.
Hey, low key, Kinsey, that's why I ain't never fuck with it. I'm gonna
It's been sitting right there, but I had to give Skip a little trouble. You know,
it looked like we doing a show in California talking about Denver.
Hey.
You guys can't see us right now, but we'll continue. So this is the first year since our boys on the couch, Aqib and TJ's not here today, but won the Super Bowl 50 that the Broncos have been the 1 seed.
Yes,
so, woo!
yes, yes.
So, Aqib,
Hit the smoke again.
I know, sorry. Aqib, are the Broncos going to go to the Super Bowl? I'm never doing it again.
Everything.
I'm inviting Cody to do it.
The Broncos are going to go to the Super Bowl because we had the best defense in the AFC, man. Skip tried to hate on us, but the defense, he said the best, just gave up a 30 ball yesterday. Like, we not giving up no 30 balls going into the tournament, you know what I'm saying? Instead, we serving, we getting our turnover train going, you know what I'm saying? We getting picks to the crib, strip sacks right at the right time, man. And Bo in that offense, they're going to face a lot of criticism. They didn't do this versus the Chargers, and they didn't do this versus the Chiefs. And that's going to take us right back to where Bo was when we started striking shit. That's where Sean won't Bo. If you really watch the game, Sean called like 7 plays. He ain't show shit, you know what I'm saying? He ain't want to show nothing. He want to save it all for the playoffs, and Sean going to empty the fucking bag in the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? So that's it. I think it's just playing out exactly how Sean wanted to play out, man. This is exactly how he wanted to. He wanted everybody to be on us. He wanted us to be home underdogs when the Bills gonna go strike Jacksonville. They gonna pull up to town. He want us to be home underdogs. This is exactly what he want, man. It's playing out exactly how he wanted to play out. And Gerald said it in our interview with Zach, man. Sean do his shit with this #1 seed. So all he do is go to the chip and get him the #1 seed.
Hey, if you look at the history of this, Denver and Sean Payton. Denver, last time they had #1 seed. That's why Talib sitting here like that.
You feel me?
And Sean Payton, #1 seed, 09, Chip. #1 seed last time, one bad pass interference call away from going right back to Super Bowl. So, you know, I hear you.
Go ahead. So you're saying they are?
Who, me?
Yeah.
You saying the Broncos
No, listen, I told y'all.
All right.
Y'all think I'm crazy, and this is my fandom kicking in for sure. But I think if A-Rod get there, it won't be as easy as y'all think. But if they run into Josh Allen, these are the only things. The only thing I think can stop them is Josh Allen. Y'all don't see what's going on behind the camera. That's like we laughing because y'all can't see what's going on behind the camera.
I can't say
Hey,
shit.
Tom Brady saving the day again.
Day again,
God dang Tom Brady always saving the day. And Tom Brady being clutch as usual.
We hotboxed the arena.
Yeah, man.
Wait, how did Tom Brady get here? I thought he was on a yacht somewhere.
Hey, look, he needed
With Alex
We're
Earl.
talking Super Bowl.
We're talking Super Bowl with Tom Brady
Giant
showed up.
pop up. They everywhere.
All right, Cody. Are the Broncos going to the Super Bowl?
No, I said the only like threat to them is Josh Allen.
Ooh.
That's it.
I like
thought you
that.
said Pittsburgh, though.
I already said that.
Okay.
I said that, yeah.
I bet you're going to agree because you're such a Bills fan over here.
Yeah, it don't hurt my feelings, baby. We want this. What we want.
Hey.
We want everybody to say we not.
They
going
only
to the tip.
threat is if they
Don't
run
be on the
into Josh
back
Allen.
now.
I do not think they're going to the Super Bowl.
Good.
I don't.
Cody.
I don't. You just mentioned they don't give up a 30 ball right before. What happened to Jacksonville when they showed up and put up 34 a couple
That ain't
weeks
right
ago?
before. That's a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that's a couple
All right.
weeks. That ain't the game before the tournament.
And we're talking about takeaways yesterday. No offense to him, but that's against Trey Lance and a bunch of the backups on the offense. And then the other side is the offense for Denver struggled a little bit these last couple of weeks against the Chargers with some backups, the Chiefs. So that leads me to my point. Look, I've been back and forth on Bo Nix all season long. I like Bo. I really do. I think he's going to be a good quarterback for a long time. But I'll start with the defense first. I think the defense is the reason that they have the potential to get to the Super Bowl. We know how good that defense is. They've been good all year. I know giving up 30, though, to the Giants. They gave up 30 to Jacksonville recently. Both of those games at home.
We did that too. We won the chip.
But they still find a way to get the job done. And I think the big thing for them is being at home, getting that number one seed. They're tough to play at Mile High. That's a huge factor in all this. But the reason I don't think they get there is because of the inconsistencies on the offense. You don't know which offense is going to show up on a week-to-week basis.
There we go.
No matter how good the defense plays.
I can't wait to hear your NFC answer there.
I love it.
Keep going.
Oh, don't worry. I got the numbers. I got the numbers.
Talk about the offense and how inconsistently bad they are.
Not inconsistently bad. I just said inconsistent to where if you need them to go get the job done, they can do it 1 week against Green Bay, but then the next week against Jacksonville, they can't go toe-to-toe and put up 34.
They just can't do it.
This dude,
There
man.
you go.
That's one.
That's
one.
Now let them continue. Go ahead, Cody.
They did it all the weeks before in 1 week, and then they.
But I'm saying that some of those games the defense won. I'm saying when the defense doesn't play great and other teams put up a lot of points, they did it against the Giants, sure, but the Giants defense is not playing good football, but they struggled to do it against Jacksonville. I'm just saying it's inconsistent. Then they'll play the Raiders, they put up 10. Then they play the Raiders again, they don't look great. They just had some games this year. I'm not knocking the Broncos. I'm not saying that the Broncos are terrible. I'm just telling you why I'm standoffish a bit on them being legit, saying, hey, 100% they're going to the Super Bowl.
So who going to come pop up? Buffalo?
I think Buffalo. I think Buffalo's
because how
offense,
consistent they been.
their offense, they have the number one rush offense. They're top 5 in scoring offense. They're top 10 in total offense. They can go out with Josh Allen and put up a lot of points. They can consistently.
So you ride with offenses to win the chip.
I'm riding with Josh Allen.
Okay.
He's an offensive mind.
That's your first.
I said it preseason.
That's your
I've
first.
been saying it all season long.
Riding with the offense.
They got to
I'm
get
with
there.
Gerald though. If Buffalo wins and they go and Buffalo has to go to Denver, I think Josh Allen gets them.
Yeah.
So here's what I saw yesterday. I just watch TV. I don't watch the coaches' tape.
Right.
I carefully watched the TV version of your Denver Broncos in a must-win one-seed game against a division rival. And I watched your quarterback go 0 for 3 in the red zone. I watched your quarterback in his offense total 240 yards. I watched your quarterback go 5 of 15 on third down. I watched your quarterback have a QBR of only 46, below average, at home in a game, he should have just rocked and rolled.
Why, though?
They was practicing.
Why should he? Yeah.
They were practicing.
We ran 7 plays, Skip.
14 of 23 for 141 yards. To my eye, he's become a better runner than a thrower. Consistently better runner.
Damn good runner, too.
But you know what happens to running backs? Running back shit happens, right? That's what you tell me. You've taught me that. So is he not cruising for some bruising, running the football? He might be.
I don't wish that on him.
Yeah, but he's not like that. He runs.
I don't know.
He know how to get down.
He runs pretty kamikaze wild.
He was scared 19-3.
Yeah.
Skip watched everything but the final score. He ain't watched that.
He
He ain't watched the final score. He ain't mentioned that. I was waiting to see if he watched the actual
You can
score
do that
of the
with
game.
Trey Lance as a quarterback.
Bo Nix finished 14th in QBR, which is not bad, but it's not good enough to go win a Super Bowl or even get to a Super Bowl. Bo Nix is more Bo SUX sucks for the most part. And
was they doing QBR when we won the chip?
Okay.
What was paying QBR?
I was just
like where he finished our year. Where you just if you was to guess, like 25th?
I don't know. I only care about right now.
Okay. All right.
Because I don't live in the past like other people do.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking at the
like the Cowboys.
I'm looking at the number 1 seed Seahawks have outscored their opponents by 191 points. That's pretty great. And the number 1 seed Broncos have outscored their opponents by 90 points. So 191 for the Seahawks, only 90 points, which means you barely won a lot of games. And you did beat the Chargers yesterday 19-3 because Trey Lance, who I still like, got thrown into the fire against your defense and nobody blocking for him. They're down back up. I give you your defense. It's really good, especially getting after the quarterback, and that will translate. That will work. But I am with everybody who brought up the Superman name. It's Josh Allen. This is going to be his playoffs.
Wow.
Because I'm going to remind you, Josh Allen is 7-6 in the postseason. And 5 of those 6 losses were to Mahomes and Joe Burrow. 5 out of 6 to Mahomes and Joe Burrow, who the last time I checked are not they're not in these playoffs, right?
Yeah.
I think they got sent home pretty early. So, and by the way, the one other game that Josh lost was his first playoff game.
Was to who, though?
Texans. At Texans to Deshaun. It was to Deshaun, okay? In overtime.
Yeah.
He lost it in overtime. So I just know that I watched Josh Allen and the Bills go into Pittsburgh and just annihilate them. And I watched Josh Allen and the Bills go get some revenge at New England after they fell behind 21-0. They went on a 35-7 run to end that game. They're better on defense than people are giving them credit for because they're veteran playmakers. They got them everywhere, and they just make plays when they need to make plays. And James Cook did win the rushing title. And I think Josh, you could argue he doesn't have quite the team he's had in the past.
Especially not the defense.
Not the defense, but still good enough to go to Denver and win a game, because if it boils down to Josh Allen or Bo Nix, I think I'm taking Superman. And I'm going to say it again. He did put himself in position to win the game against the Eagles, a game that felt to me in retrospect as kind of Super Bowl-ish to me. It had that kind of magnitude to that matchup. And Josh missed a throw by about 5 yards to Shedeur, who broke open on the 2-point try to win the game. And I believe that was a launching point for him. I believe he's going to be on a mission from that point forward to say, okay, watch me now. Watch this. Watch how I make up for that. So I got Josh Allen beating the Broncos at Mile High.
So Lee.
So we just saying he just finna go whoop the Jags, right? All the noise that Richie was saying the Jags are going to, that's over with. Their noise is done, right?
No,
I say he got to get there first. Because Jacksonville ain't no play. I don't know why people think he just about to walk in Jacksonville.
He just finna go
win.
Slide in Jacksonville.
I said if he gets, they got to get past Jacksonville first. That ain't no man. All right.
No, I agree.
So the chat is writing against Lee, which I'm shocked by. Writing with you boys, 70% are saying that the Broncos won't make it to the Super Bowl. But Lee, I'm gonna ride with you today because I think the Broncos are gonna make it to the Super Bowl because the year that you won the Super Bowl, Peyton Manning ranked 28th in QBR as a quarterback.
Does it really
I think
matter?
this is defense wins championships. And I believe in the Broncos.
What was last year? What did a Super Bowl winning quarterback last year rank in QBR?
Let me look at it.
Maybe he was number 1, Skip.
But he
what was
Super Bowl MVP. That's all he was.
Yeah,
but who knows?
They had a million weapons on offense.
Bo had a stretch where he looked like he might could be the Super Bowl MVP.
He did.
He got a stretch right there, don't he?
That was my point, though. I'm not hating on Bo. I'm just saying it's the inconsistency.
You hating on Bo. Hey, Broncos country.
You can't even.
Cody is hating on Bo.
Cody going first on the NFC, right?
Man.
I can't wait to hear this. If we talk about inconsistent offense and stagnant offense, I can't wait to hear what you got to say about the Seahawks.
Have we not learned anything?
I can't wait to hear what you got to say about this.
What do you mean inconsistent?
You know the number?
That was pretty high.
What are you watching?
Here we go.
What are you watching? Go ahead.
Okay. Let's get to the NFC, right? Because we got to flip this conversation.
We ain't learned nothing in the arena, man. We still rhyme with the offensive guys to win Super Bowls around here.
I'm an offensive guy, man. Hey,
come on.
I know.
Man.
Well, we just read Jalen Hurts ranked 10th QBR last year, so
ain't top
I
five.
think you kind of need the mix.
And just before you, just so you know, me and Aqib, We talked to Zach,
That ain't
and
far from
you talk about Jacksonville. They had that convo about Jacksonville and what they learned from it. So that's why they needed that L and what they can learn from that. So I wouldn't put too much stuff.
You just picked the Bills to go in there and beat them. You also said that Pittsburgh could beat them too. I don't know which side you're on.
Broncos country. Gerald hating on us too.
Yeah, hey, at least call G out.
Gerald hating on us too, man.
That's why I always
Gerald, Cody.
That's why I always preface what I say. I'm a big fan of Aaron Rodgers. That was a biased pick. Obviously, we know that ain't real. But I like Aaron Rodgers. He get in there right. But Josh Allen, because he knows Mahomes gonna be back at some point. Burrow will be back at some point.
What he
Lamar
know.
Jackson.
This is his only.
You know what else he know?
If any year,
My
is the year.
defense is trash.
If any year is the year to get there, this is the year.
That's what else he know. I got a trash defense, so it's going to be a long shot.
He has to get past Jacksonville. He has to get to Mile High.
So,
That's all
Gerald,
I'm saying.
if I heard you correctly, I think you picked the Jags to beat the Bills, but the Bills to win at Mile High, right?
Yeah. And Aaron Rodgers, he picked Aaron Rodgers to lose.
I'm giving scenarios.
If he do get to Denver, he going to
win the next one. All right. So y'all want firm,
Pick
no
one.
picks.
Okay.
Then Denver's going to the Super Bowl. How about that?
There you go.
Oh, so you don't think Josh Allen will beat them?
He got to get there. Have you seen his team?
In run defense, the Buffalo Bills are ranked 29th.
He has to get there.
They're number one in rushing offense too, though. Like they're
What does that mean?
I know, but
rushing offense don't win the chip.
Well, you
I
guys
don't know.
are,
I think defense wins championship. And
but Denver's 16th in rushing offense. That's not what you guys pride yourself on the offense.
We pride
but
ourselves on
16th is a
rushing
little better
defense,
than
and we number
29th.
two.
Yeah,
That's
you are.
almost
You
worse
feel me?
than
That's
the
what we
league.
pride ourselves on.
I'll tell you
Rushing
this much.
defense, and we number two.
Regardless, I would love to see that matchup.
Everybody
Total
got to go.
defense,
Cody,
and
you
we
ever
number
played
two.
up there?
And scoring defense, and we number two.
You ever played in Mile High? You ever played
No,
up there in Denver?
never been.
All right. Get up there. You can't breathe.
You better pack your chapstick.
It's going to be dry.
Hey,
Pack your chapstick.
Hey, Trevor Lawrence looked pretty comfortable. Trevor Lawrence looked pretty comfortable there.
He don't be looking comfortable when it. All right.
All right, guys, let's move on to the NFC because unfortunately for my Niners, Seattle and Sam Darnold secured the 1 seed this week and are now the betting favorite to win the Super Bowl, followed closely behind with the Rams. And then next, we got the Broncos, and with Seattle and LA representing the NFC West. This is the first time in the last 50 seasons that the top two Super Bowl favorites are from the same division, which is crazy. So after defeating the Rams and the Niners, I personally will no longer be saying that Sam Darnold chokes in big games. I think, your guy, Sam Darnold.
Why are you shaking your head?
Are you kidding?
I'm not going to be saying it.
He tried to choke.
He did. He was trying to choke his brains
He
out.
got that W-I-N.
Protected the football. What are you talking about?
W-I-N.
He tried his best to smoke.
Did I tell you he talked about this inconsistent, what was going to happen?
Bro tried his
Go
best.
ahead.
I'm
Talk
just
about
saying
your
this
boy. Talk about your boy and they consistent offense.
I'm personally not going to be saying that. So, Cody, I'm with you, okay? But are the Seahawks going to the Super Bowl, Cody?
Real quick. By the way, we're not just talking about Sam Darnold though. Let me get into it.
I said the offense.
I like the way. I'll get to it. Let me get to that. Yes, Kinsey. I think that the Seattle Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl in the NFC. I do believe that for 3 reasons.
When nobody expected Cody to say.
3 reasons. No, and this is unbiased. I'm going to take the unbiased out of it.
Sam Darnold and Sam Darnold.
No,
right?
one. Okay. And Sam Darnold's the last reason, and it's not even really Sam Darnold. It's the offense. But the first is Mike McDonald. I think they have a great young head coach, a great leader that's going to be there for a long time. That is going, and I think people should get used to this, what they're going to see in Seattle with how good he's doing right now. I mean, he takes over last year at 37 years old. And remember, Pete Carroll was there before. Legendary Pete Carroll. I know we just talked about him with the Raiders, but before that, he was one of the tops. Mike McDonald comes in and has to set his own foundation and his own winning culture, and he does it right away. They win 10 games the first season. This year, they win 14. And now they're first place in the NFC West, and they're first place in the NFC overall. It's tough to do in 2 years.
And they're favored to win the Super Bowl.
With a new quarterback, too.
Yep.
The second reason is because of that defense. And I think that's the biggest reason. Mike McDonald and the defense are the top two for me. That defense is legit.
And you got JSN. You got
Mike
the best
McDonald's
receiver in the league.
I'll get there. That's for the offense. That's for the offense changes.
Mike McDonald ain't won nothing. Sean Payton got a chip. But keep going.
Yeah, but quit living in the past, man. We got to worry about going forward. But that defense, what do? They stop the run. They get after the quarterback. They're first in the NFL in third down defense, so they get off the field. And they're also now first in the NFL in scoring defense. They've now overtaken the Texans. That defense is legit, and they're doing it in a tough division against some good offenses. So that defense, in my opinion, can help carry them to the Super Bowl.
They don't let you breathe at all.
They are suffocating. They suffocate you, man. That defense And I watch film when I go back and watch all 22, and I pretend like I'm the quarterback. Who am I making my mic call to? Where am I checking? Where's the pressure coming from? I'm wrong a lot of the times, and I'm sitting in a comfy room.
Inverts and them switches did certain.
And maybe that's the reason why I'm sitting on this couch. But still, it's so tough. What you see pre-snap is not going to be the same post-snap. But the third reason is because of the offense, and it's not just Sam Darnold, but that offense right now is quietly 8th in total offense. And you talk about consistency, they're 3rd in scoring offense. They're averaging 28 points per game.
They get buckets now.
They are scoring at a high rate. But and what's different from Denver, and this isn't, again, not a knock on Denver, but I think they have better pieces on offense. Bo Nix, a lot of the games has to do it himself. Sam Darnold has JSN, who you could argue is the best receiver in the NFL right now. They have a great number 2 in Cooper Kupp, who hasn't had a ton of production this year, but he's had some injuries. Their Barner, their tight end, is a very good player. He's a threat down in the red zone. Got a great combo at running back with Walker and Charbonnet. So if one guy's not working, the other guy can. Let's get Walker a screen. Let's let Charbonnet get a cutback on 3rd down for a touchdown. The offensive line's playing solid. But then the final reason is I got to give credit to Sam Darnold. He beat the Rams and he beat San Fran. 2 games that you thought that they were going to lose, Skip. You didn't think he could overcome that or he would be the reason that they lost. He's found a way to get it done. I think that's going to give him confidence going into the playoffs. The biggest thing, though, for Sam is can he protect the football? And I'm with you on that. The inconsistency comes with the turnovers. If his decision-making is great, like he did against San Fran, like sometimes I know I don't have to win this game, you just can't lose it. But if he can protect the football and the other things that I said, I truly believe that the Seahawks can get to the Super Bowl in the NFC.
My only thing is it's not inconsistent, it's how stagnant they get in games. And every team they play can put up points. So if you get stagnant at the wrong time versus the wrong team versus the Rams, they got away with it once. But the Rams was beating on them, and he threw all them picks down here, and they put up these points. They was running them out their own building. They came back, but they get stagnant. Their offense gets stagnant. Philly at any point can put up points. We know the Rams can put up points. I don't know why people is writing off Jordan Love in the offense. They can still put up points. Yeah. In Seattle, they get stagnant offensively where they go
not 28 points per game, though.
They go 2-3 stretches where they can't get in the end zone, and these other. I'm just saying.
But that's what their defense is.
You can't say that. You can't say that about Denver.
No, I just said Seattle.
Oh yes, he can. Let him, please.
You have the number 1 scoring defense too, though. That's a big factor in all of this. Is that they can stop people. Even if the offense is stagnant, they can win low-scoring games. Denver can too, but this offense is more capable of putting up more points than Denver can. That's my biggest difference between the two, and I think they have more pieces. I would like to see them get more help around Bo in the offseason, but I think Jacksonville has more pieces, or I'm sorry, I'm saying Seattle has better pieces around Darnold to make a run in the playoffs.
By the way, for the record, I did pick Seattle to win at San Francisco because they have now won 14 of their last 15 on the road, which is the most incredible statistic in all of sports.
You just didn't think Sam would be the reason they won.
I just thought he could go along for the ride. And guess what, Kinsey? He went along for the ride.
He went along for the ride.
Hey, he threw for under 200 yards. He had a QBR of 36 on Saturday night. He was 0 for 3 in the red zone. But
did he turn the ball over?
Nope, he didn't turn the ball over. But they ran for 180 yards against your defense.
They did.
That defense held your offense to 2 of 9 on 3rd down. 173 total yards. Total yards at home is all you could muster. They ran 67 plays to your 42. That's just domination to me. That's suffocation by a defense. So I'm going to give you that. But the game I watched Sam Darnold get 1st and goal at the 1. 1st and goal at the 1. It's still nothing. And he drops back, and he drops back, and he drops back some more, and he gets sacked from -11.
And he had a wide open touchdown.
I thought so.
He did.
Okay.
That was bad.
And then it comes to 4th and goal at the 4, and they say, let's just go for it. And he misses Cooper Kupp by about 5 yards. And he looked like he was nervous to me. He just looked like he was a little off balance early in that game, and heck, I don't blame him. And then there was another play. They go up 7-0 thanks to the run game. And he's got 3rd and 6 at the 27, at San Francisco's 27, and JSN just smokes 2 defenders. And he underthrew it by about 5 yards. And I thought, San Francisco's going to get back in the game. But they couldn't. But it still came down to one throw that got tipped at the line of scrimmage late in the game to your man, Christian McCaffrey. And he should have at least held on to the ball and let it drop to the ground or something. And it goes right through his hands to Drake Thomas for an interception, and it just ends the game. And if they score there, I think you got a real shot at that point. But I'm just looking at a Sam Darnold
That 3rd and 17,
yeah,
too. That was
it was terrible. But Sam Darnold finished 19th in QBR. So now we've got 2 1 seeds with 2 questions at quarterback to me, which is why I'm still riding with the Eagles. I picked them before the year, and I just think they're the team in the NFC, heck, in the whole tournament, that knows best how to win football games.
So
the Eagles do.
Bills,
Eagles. The Eagles will go to Seattle and beat Seattle at their own game. Don't turn the ball over, run it, make plays, play defense. I still think the Eagles' defense can be at least as good as Seattle's defense. That's just
defense.
That defense.
I like it.
Second half of the season, that Eagles defense is shit.
I went through this. I wanted to ride with Seattle because they got the #1 scoring defense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They 3rd against the run.
Yeah.
Shit, they 6th in takeaways. You know what I'm saying?
And sacks.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to ride with these boys. But then I just look at Sam Darnold, and he got 20 turnovers by his damn self.
Yeah.
He got 14 picks, 6 fumbles. So I just don't like that part of it. Then I looked at the other teams. All right, they got a damn good defense. Who else got a damn good defense? Shit, the Eagles. Mm-hmm. The Eagles is 5th in points against. So I like that. Shit, the Rams is 5th in takeaways. You know what I'm saying? They got a damn good defense. They taking the ball away. So I think one of those 3 teams go to the Super Bowl. And if I had to just bet Rams versus Seattle, I'm going to ride with the Rams. If I had to bet Philly versus Seattle, I'm going to ride with Philly. So for those reasons, I say no. I don't think they're going, man. Sam Darnold going to be Sam Darnold. He going to turn the ball off. Turn the ball over late in games. And these good teams who good in big games, like the Rams, like the Eagles, they're going to find a way to close it out.
Have been there, know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They'll find a way to close it out.
Because they Seattle didn't make the playoffs last year, right?
No, they went 10-7, but they just missed.
They missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
Who made the playoffs last year in the AFC?
In the NFC?
AFC.
On the AFC, the Broncos did.
They did.
Yeah.
Same coach, same group. They've been there, had the experience, know what they did wrong. Now we got home field advantage. We learn from our mistakes. Now let's go on this run.
And our defense better this year.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, you said Mike McDonald, this is Sean Payton. He done been through this multiple times, and now he's been through it with this group that has already done it once, seen what they did wrong, and now we get a second go at this thing as the #1 seed.
By the way,
that's why I'm just
Denver
like,
got smoked at Buffalo last year in the playoff game. So
but
you think
played,
they learned?
I'm saying they played in a playoff game.
Our
and they
defense
learned.
is better.
Yeah.
Our defense is better, and it won't be at Buffalo this time.
No.
It'll be at Denver this time.
will.
You know what I'm saying? So that's going to make a huge difference.
And Seattle had a phenomenal year. But Philly, they've been here. The defense is really good.
Yep.
And I say it all the time. You worry about offenses that don't have the pieces. Philly got all the pieces in place. Lane Johnson is back. Mm-hmm. They got all the pieces in place. And any given, they just know how to win games. Philly, the Rams know how to win games. Like, it's just, I'm just saying, like, it just.
So a lot of you guys have the Rams and
Seattle got to go through
and
the
the
guys,
Eagles
though.
over
Seattle got to go
Seattle.
through Sean McVay and Stafford.
That's what I'm saying.
They got to go through the Super Bowl champs. They got to go through the Purdy and the Niners. Like, all the familiar faces in the NFC.
So Cody the only one locked with Seattle.
But I'm saying they ain't went through in the playoffs. This is playoff. It's different, Cody. You don't know. It turned up a little bit. The shit changed. The shit changed. But in the AFC, it's a whole bunch. All the guys, the familiar faces, they not there. It's just Josh. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody's new. The Broncos got a great chance.
I mean, Herbert's been to the playoffs. Trevor Lawrence has been to the playoffs.
He won one, though.
How'd they go?
Aaron Rodgers has been to the playoffs.
Yeah, Bo been to the playoffs too, but
went to the playoffs.
They're not really familiar faces.
How did
like
they go with
the Niners? That's a
How did they
familiar
go with
face.
Trevor Lawrence?
All he said was go to the playoffs. He didn't say
I
how they
didn't.
did
I
the
said
playoffs.
like familiar faces. That don't mean
But you can't use that argument on one hand and Bo Nix is 0-1 in the playoffs and then say, well, these guys, he's familiar
I didn't say
with
that.
the
I didn't say that. He said that.
No, I'm
Bo
talking
is a
about
new face to the playoffs too.
But you're saying
all these guys in the NFC are new except for Josh. There's no familiar faces in the AFC except for Josh. The motherfucking Eagles, that's a familiar face. We hear every year.
Yeah.
The Rams, we hear every year.
Yeah.
The Niners, we hear every year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those are familiar faces in the playoff. Y'all got to go through all those guys. Like, it's tough, bro, when you got to go through those
But
powerhouse playoff
saying
games.
it
We
also
do this shit.
Like you just said it yourself from last year to this year. teams change.
Yeah,
this
they do.
isn't the same core nucleus that
do.
you've had for these years where I know
But
this
they
team can get it
playoff
done.
experience.
The Eagles, the big factor right now. Kellen Moore's gone and Kevin Patullo's calling plays.
So you don't.
That
can't tell
playoff
me-
experience is second to none. though.
Lee been talking
Second
about
to
all
none.
year about when Denver's playing, we need to lose a game. He said Sean Payton knows this. He knows how to build up to the playoffs and then do this, hold this back, don't show that, this and this. That's what I'm talking about.
So you're telling me they
Sean
chose
Payton-
to lose to Jacksonville?
Sean
34
They
Payton-
choose to lose it, but
No,
listen.
I'm not saying they chose to lose, but they did lose, and Sean Payton,
And I
who's
think
been
that's a
here,
positive thing, to
he
wake up
knows
call
how to
and fix
coach
some
his
stuff.
team
I'm not saying
after
it's
that.
not.
He knows how to coach his team after that. We talk about Trevor Lawrence, who been, that's cool. Liam Cohen ain't ever been there as a head coach.
Yeah.
This is a completely different group.
Yeah.
Buffalo been there multiple times with this quarterback as head coach.
Yeah.
I'm talking about collectively. Sean Payton went there last year with this group.
Yeah.
And he has the experience of, I've already won before. So I know, okay, this is it. Sean Payton don't say, he said, I don't say this about all my group.
When we
he
played
said it in the
Jacksonville, bro,
preseason. This is
I
a
talked to
Super
Vance
Bowl
Joseph,
team.
bro. Listen.
This is a Super Bowl team. He knows. He know the difference in how it look. I'm telling you.
I just got off the phone with Vance trying to get Diggs to Denver. And, bro, listen, against the Jags, we keeping shit in the chamber. We know this is a team we may see in the playoffs. If we lose it, we lose it, right? If we win it, we win it. But I'm keeping shit
looked like
in the
y'all were
chamber,
trying
bro.
in that
Listen,
game, man.
I'm keeping shit in the chamber. Just know that.
All right, so the
Just know that.
boys are out on Seattle,
all
and
right.
65% of the chat is also out on
Wow.
Seattle
That's
going
right, that's
to
fair,
the
that's
Super
fair.
Bowl. So that's actually a pretty high number, and it sounded like a majority of you guys think it's going to be Bills, Eagles in the Super Bowl. So
Or them Rams. Don't you?
Yeah, or the Rams.
Or the
You're
Rams.
right. You're
Play with
right.
the Rams.
Eagles or Rams. Okay, now let's move on to the MVP conversation right now, because Stafford ends the regular season with 4,707 yards, 46 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. But Drake Maye finishes the sophomore season with 4,394 yards, 31 passing touchdowns, and 8 interceptions.
Like, what are we talking about?
It was looking like a clear, Stafford MVP, but
It's still looking clear.
but that Monday Night Football game where he lost to the Falcons and threw 3 interceptions at the end of the season, I don't know, guys. Gerald, who's your MVP?
Matthew Stafford.
Just he-
It's like he's second in the league in yards. He leads in TDs, leads in yards per game. This is what matters the most.
I know. I just have to add a little.
The Patriots
Add a little,
Patriots had the worst strength of
The
schedule all year. Drake Maye didn't face no top 10 defenses. Matthew Stafford faced 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
That separated them right there. And my numbers was better, and I faced tougher defenses. And Matthew Stafford, man, had 2 bad games. He had 2 bad games. He's the MVP.
I think if you're looking at is him or Drake Maye, they got the same amount of interceptions, but he got 15 more touchdown passes than Drake Maye. Like, what we talking about? Like, I was better than you.
Versus tougher.
I was better than you, bro. You feel me?
But if we were looking
versus
at
tougher competition.
Right.
He played 5 top 10 defenses.
Yeah.
I got 15 more touchdown passes than you. I was better than you, bro. Like,
But it's not just about stats. Lamar Jackson had better stats last year than Josh Allen. Josh Allen.
so what is it about wins? You got 3 losses, we got 4. Or
No, it's
Sometimes
two,
I don't
two
know
games
what it's
clear.
about.
2 games clear.
Yeah, but
New
who
England.
played who?
Come
who
on
did
now.
what versus
Who the
those
Super Bowl
teams?
favorite, Skip? The Patriots
No.
or the Rams?
Seattle's a favorite, I think, right now.
Seattle.
I mean, but out of the Patriots and the Rams,
Wait a minute.
who next?
Rams.
The Rams. All right,
Yeah.
so come on, man. What are we talking about?
Who do you got, Cody?
Yeah, I'm with Stafford too, man.
Yeah.
What he did this year is this is an all-time great season. The numbers that he
amazing.
put up, he's been playing some really good football. I don't want to discredit Drake Maye, though. That's the biggest issue I have with all of this, is looking at it online. It's almost like we're pitting both guys against each other. And I know one's in year 17, the other's in year 2, but it could go either way in the sense of how these voters view this. I think there is going to be, it's human error with this. There's going to be some, it's not like there's a system put in place. Some people are going to look at Drake Maye as the better MVP candidate. Some people are going to look at Matthew Stafford, and you can make an argument for both. I agree with that, but I do think Stafford slightly edges Drake Maye in this because of that, the strength of schedule, who he's played, what he's done against those teams,
really
and just
is kinda hard
the
to
level
make
that
that.
he's produced all season long. What'd you say, Kinsey?
It's kind of hard to make an argument for Drake Maye. What would you
Well,
say?
If you look at analytics,
What would you say, Skip?
So,
If
if you-
15 extra touchdown passes
I
don't
got
matter?
something stuck in my throat.
go ahead, Skip.
What's up, Skip?
It's all the smoke I just shoved up his.
It was. I need to go to rehab after all that smoke.
My bad, Skip.
Look,
Shit.
Matthew Stafford is the runaway betting favorite, and he will win this, and he should not win this. Drake Maye should win this because Drake Maye did lead the league by far, runaway QBR, runaway in QBR. He led the league by far in completion percentage at 72%. And his team went 14-3, and Matt Stafford's team, albeit against a tougher schedule, went 12-5. So what do you always drive into my brain, if not into my soul, about Sean McVay? Oh, it's automatic. Plug any quarterback in there. It's boom, boom, boom. It's fireworks. It's touchdowns.
It ain't his fault he got plugged in.
Sean McVay, right?
Okay, so here,
I'll throw a quick stat at you. Devontae led the league in touchdown catches with 14. Guess how long each of those touchdown passes averaged per yard?
1 yard.
No, 8.6. It's like nothing. So JSN had 10 touchdown catches, which is pretty good. They averaged 25 yards per touchdown catch. It's just Sean McVay, plug him in. And look, if you want to go career achievement for Matt Stafford, I honor that. I drop down and genuflect before Matt Stafford's career achievement because he deserves something for all that he's accomplished in this league, including having won a Super Bowl. But I'm looking at these games against Seattle at home, at SoFi. They survived 21-19 because Matt Stafford went 15 of 28, barely 50%, for 130 yards against your arch rival Seattle. 130 yards, had a QBR of 46 below average in that game. At Seattle, he threw a party up there as both quarterbacks went back and forth in a big shootout that Seattle finally won 38-37. But I can't remember who was on the show. Somebody, it may have been you, kept pointing out the Rams had the ball 3 times in the fourth quarter and really didn't move the ball when they needed.
When you said it was Stafford's fault?
Yeah.
That was TJ.
Was it TJ?
Yeah.
TJ. Okay. He was really blaming Stafford because they did have the ball. They did one of the possessions with a 48-yard field goal, which he missed. But the point is, at Atlanta on Monday Night Football, as you did allude to, Kinsey, he was horrible in that game. He had 3 turnovers, and if you watch the game, which I did watch the game, with 21 seconds left, they had a last at-bat. And that kid, Xavier Smith, broke. Did you happen to watch this game? I don't know if you watched, but Xavier Smith broke wide open for a deep touchdown. And Matt Stafford missed him by about 8 yards. It was horrible. He just lost it. He had a bad game.
That made him not the MVP.
He missed the throw.
Okay. All right, he missed it. It was a clutch throw to win that game.
I think Stafford thought, though, he was going to go more to the corner because you could see him. Anyways, yes.
But
no,
he
missed.
was wide open.
Okay.
And that kid can flat fly.
Yeah.
So that's going to win the game if you make that throw.
Okay.
And then, just for the record, at Carolina, I know they're going back there now, but at Carolina, Matt Stafford was 2 touchdowns with 2 interceptions and had a QBR of 25 in that game. And you're giving me MVP? I'm not a big Drake Maye guy, but every time I'm like anti. He comes through. All year long, all he did was do what he had to do, complete 72% of his passes and lead them to a 14-3 record.
But you know what he didn't do? You know what he didn't do? And it's the reason that he's not the number 1 seed. You didn't beat the damn Raiders. All right.
You ain't beat the Raiders. It off. That started off
by not beating the Raiders,
Yep.
and now you're the number 2 seed.
Okay.
And they gave up a lead versus Buffalo at home.
Okay.
So the QBR makes it an MVP?
The QBR, we already proved that the QBR don't
runaway. He's
that don't
runaway
completion
QBR
percentage
champ.
and QBR don't lead to win. because Shedeur just had a QBR of 11 and he won. You know what I'm saying? So who cares?
Who's your defensive player of the year?
I don't know my
Miles
defensive
Garrett.
player.
Yeah,
by far.
Right. By far, right? I guarantee he don't have the most QB hits. He probably don't have the highest win percentage in pass rush. And Zach Allen got the most QB hits, but he got 23 sacks.
Got the most sacks.
Who cares about the QBR? What do we like?
Okay, who's the best defensive pass rusher in football? Who would you want to start your franchise with?
Miles Garrett.
Thank you.
So who would you take it right now? Matthew Stafford or Drake Maye?
Well, Matt Stafford's he's about to go over the hill.
If you want to go win the Super Bowl right now, which quarterback you taking?
Matt Stafford.
With the same roster, the same weapons.
If it was a little bit closer, I feel your argument. If it was like 47 touchdowns and 42, he got 15 more touchdowns than bro.
Versus 5 top 10
Sean McVay.
But that's just passing.
To your point,
it's like video game
on those short touchdown passes, and I keep seeing this argument about 13 of them are from the 1 yard line.
Well, they were.
It gets tougher down there. It's tougher down there. You would think, it's easier just hand it off, right? Let's just run the football 4 times.
With matchup.
A lot of those are RPOs.
Matchup.
No. Yeah, but a lot of those are
I'm just
RPOs.
using your
It's a
argument
run, I
back
have
to
a
you.
fade to Devontae if I want it.
Skill, bro.
You got to be quicker down to the red zone by the goal line.
It's brains.
That's like
Accuracy
saying well,
goes
Drake
up,
May only
window.
having a good year because he got McDaniels.
We're just
He got a
different.
damn good OC his damn
That's
self.
what Tay do. He did it with Aaron Rodgers too.
Drake May got
In
a
the
damn
red,
good
he
OC
good in the
himself.
red zone.
Yeah. And I truly believe that Stafford, I know the arguments, who has a better roster, who has better weapons? Sure, Stafford does, but Stafford elevates the play of those guys. Devontae Adams has 14 touchdowns in 14 games. His last 31 games combined, 16 touchdowns.
Is Puka a product of Matt Stafford?
I think, you could argue that, Puka was a fifth-round pick.
I know, but
and he didn't have a high grade coming out of college.
Every time I look at him, I say that he's really good.
Agreed, but I don't know if he has the same success
uncoverable.
if he's not with a quarterback like Matthew Stafford. He brings the most out of those guys. Cooper Kupp was a
I
triple
love
crown winner
Cooper
with
Kupp,
Matthew
but
Stafford.
he don't look the same without.
Yeah, he was a triple crown
I'm telling
winner.
you, bro, it's
And again, I want that to be clear, though. This is no knock on Drake May, Skip. I agree. He had a hell of a season. He's going to be a good quarterback for a long time. Him and McDaniels are going to feed families. They're going to do a lot of good things. Vrabel, too. And he has a lot of upside, and he did a lot of good things this year. I just think Matthew Stafford slightly edges him in the MVP race because of
and we can't go.
What he did.
We're talking about quarterbacks, man.
Right.
So the one thing with quarterbacks, if I'm going to look at one stat, it's not going to be QBR. I'm sorry, Skip. But if I'm going to look at one stat with quarterbacks, what stat is you going to look at?
Yards, touchdowns.
That ain't one. That's more than one. Just if you looked at one stat, are we comparing these quarterbacks?
Touchdowns.
Touchdowns.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? He got 15 more passing touchdowns than bro.
You gonna look
But
at that?
Drake May
You
did
gonna
have
look
4
at
rushing
touchdown,
touchdowns.
interception
Add
Add his
ratio.
rushing touchdowns. I still got 11 more touchdowns than you, bro.
Yeah.
What we talking about?
What if you put Drake May and Sean McVay's offense
Then
this
Drake
year?
May might be the MVP.
Hey, thank you.
But he's not in Sean McVay offense. He's
We
in
can't do
McDaniels
that.
offense.
What if you put Josh Allen with Andy Reid?
What is-
He'll
what did
probably
Mike Tomlin
2-3
say?
tips right
If
now.
What if
You
you put
can't do it.
What if you put Bo with
It would
Sean
be my
McVay?
uncle.
That's what I'm
He'd be the
saying.
fucking MVP. You feel me?
Oh, he would.
Yes, he would.
He'd-
Man,
he'd be-
listen, man. Listen. Now you think Baker came? Why you think Baker jumped off the plane and dropped 30? Look,
did.
let
Yeah.
Sean cook. Sean gonna do this shit. You just do what the fuck I tell you to do.
Man, we can't just act like it's Sean McVay, man.
It is.
Matty been putting up buckets for a long time, man.
Yeah.
It's Sean McVay. Listen.
All right.
all McVay?
Nah, but when you put
No, the
a guy like
yeah,
Stafford
yeah.
with McVay,
Oh, yeah.
it's gonna be 47 touchdowns
Yeah.
and Super Bowl championships and shit like what we seeing right now. Telling you.
All right, guys.
It's what it is.
65% of the chat says it's Stafford. I'm also going with Stafford, and I think he deserves it. He said 17 years in the NFL. No hate to Drake May. Also an absolute stud. But we are going to call it a day on that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you back here tomorrow right after the basketball show.
Yeah.
Woo, woo.